has followed in the footsteps of a very good quarterback in Matt Shaw. And now he has taken over first year as a starter. Virginia won the toss and has elected to take the ball. The 8th annual MPC Computers Bowl is underway. Michael Johnson gets it for Virginia. And Johnson with a terrific opening kickoff return gets it all the way up to the 29-yard line. Marcus Hagans, Heather just touched on him. Used mostly as a slash player his first 2 years. Starting quarterback now. Has been a wide receiver and a punt returner. Was also a threat as a runner when he got the football. And the kind of guy, Mike, whenever the ball is in his hands, he's dangerous. Extremely dangerous. He's going to have to be effective running the football today in order for them to be effective in the passing game, because Fresno State's going to key on these two running backs throughout the game, and number 18 is going to be pivotal with some bootlegs. Both of these teams run the ball well, and a trick play right away to Bud Davis, a true freshman from Bowie, Maryland. And the kid from Bowie picks up a first down, 14 yards on the first play of the game. Say what, Pam, they could have taken this to the end zone. The receiver didn't do a good job setting up the block on the outside, but he had the whole perimeter and 60 yards in front of him to get in the end zone. That would enlighten this crowd the first play of the game. Great tackle by the Fresno State Bulldogs. Bud Davis now lined up wide to the left for the Cavaliers. One play, one first down. And absolutely nothing as Alvin Pierman is just bowled over. Now our Sonics starting lineups. You saw number 21, Alvin Pierman, part of the potent run game. Pierman has run for 100 yards in 5 of his last 7 games. He has the most all-purpose yards in the ACC. And senior right guard Elton Brown has opened up the eyes of many NFL scouts. To Brickashaw Ferguson, a junior, one of the underclassmen that there have been some rumbling about that he might be thinking about the NFL, but he has kind of put the kibosh on that this week. Pierman. Just a little bit of daylight, and the all-red-clad Bulldogs close that up in a hurry. Fresno defense has given up less than 20 points a game on the season. Tackle Garrett McIntyre has gone from walk-on to first-team all-WAC. There are the linebackers as we look at the Sonic starting lineups. Riley, Andrews, and Goodwin, all of them from the state of California. Fresno's pass defense, one of the best in the nation. Corner Richard Marshall has 3 interceptions, 2 of them he's returned for touchdowns this season. 3rd and 10 for the Cavaliers. We got a center that's limping out there. That's going to be pivotal for the quarterback-center exchange. Hagan's back for his first pass, perhaps, but there he decides to throw it to Heath Miller, his all-world tight end. And if you're Fresno State, you can't leave that guy that open. Miller gets a big first down on 3rd and 10, picking up 32 yards. And that's the knack he carries with him. The tight end sits down nicely in his zone. He just flows with the quarterback. As Hagan throws to his left, he just has this uncanny ability to find open area and yards after the catch. You better put a hat on number 89 and find out where he lines up in the field. Never leave him in space. And number 17 does that. McCulley challenges the quarterback, and the big play ensues after that. So Marcus Riley cheat up as well, as Miller is the Mackey Award winner as the best tight end in the country this year. He's a junior. Pierman dives forward for a couple of yards for the Cavaliers. And one thing I've seen early, Pam, Fresno State defense, linebackers are attacking the line of scrimmage. They're not even reading. They're attacking the running backs and forcing them to make a move initially. That's what Fresno State has to do continuously in order to win at the line of scrimmage. Virginia offense averages 241 yards a game, on the ground. 2 tight ends now in. On 2nd and 8. Hagan's little play action. Going to the end zone. He has McGrew. McGrew had a step on his defender, Richard Marshall, but the pass was not there. Hagan would love to have that pass back. A little bit more air. He could have had 6 points in the scoreboard. Inside position by McGrew helped that play out. He did his part, but it's up to the quarterback to go ahead and deliver the touchdown pass. Opportunities become very little down here in the red zone. McGrew is a big play receiver for Virginia. 4 of his catches this year, 4 of his 26 catches for at least 20 yards, leads the team. Find out where number 89 is right here in the slot. Better get ahead on him. On 3rd and 8. And they go over the middle. What a grab for the first down by Alvin Pierman. His 27th catch of the year is good for a first down.
Nice job. Nice patience by Marcus Higgins in the pocket. Knew exactly his primary receiver right here. Pierman's going to come out underneath. But we're going to clear it out for the tight end. Once that happens, the middle of the field opens wide up. Just reverse pivot. They call it an angle route by the running back. A better ball location could allow Pierman to go ahead and get some more yards after the catch.
Pierman, a senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. That versatility showing that was a terrific grab for the first down. And they go right back to Pierman. And he somehow is able to use that burst of speed and get into the end zone for the touchdown. Alvin Pierman with a spectacular 13-yard scoring run.
All in the legs of number 21. Alvin Pierman set up the blockers nicely. That power G play, they pull the offside guard, sets up his blockers, and explodes into the end zone. Number 21, the senior, gets the Cavaliers to the end zone first.
Last 7 games, Pierman has been averaging 121 yards per game on the ground. The extra point by Connor Hughes is good. So Alvin Pierman has gone over now 1,000 yards on the season in rushing, and that 13-yard run caps the scoring drive. Virginia strikes first.
You want me to buy PCs from a company I've never heard of? And who are these guys? These, I know. Thought we were having a meeting.
MPC Computers is one of the top PC companies in the country. We're getting all the technology we want, and no one touches MPC's service and support.
They all say that at first.
Just a moment.
Who is it?
It's technical support at MPC Computers. They're on the line.
That fast. Who are these guys?
Yeah, I'll call you from the car. Dial Laura.
Technology to go. Chevy Trailblazer. An American Revolution.
I don't know what I was thinking. I tried to tell you, genius. I can't believe I'm in this situation. We're not having fun anymore. I'm feeling your pain. I don't know what to do. Hey, look at me. We all make mistakes.
Told you about the tires, huh?
Yeah. You should have gotten Cooper.
Buying tires is a big decision. Next time, get everything you want. Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing.
Sure, there's zillions of computers out there, but they all take you to the same internet. So explain something to me. Why would you pay almost $24 a month to get AOL when you can get Net Zero for less than 10? You get unlimited access with spam control, email virus protection, all for less than half of what AOL is charging you. Half. And you know something? Net Zero ranks higher in customer satisfaction. Let's get with the program here, folks. Let's get with Net Zero. Go to netzero.com.
Virginia took the ball in its very first possession and drove it in for a touchdown. Alvin Pierman, 13-yard run, capping off a 71-yard drive. And for Pierman, 14 yards on that drive, 13 of them coming on a spectacular touchdown run. And he right now sitting actually at 999 yards on the season. I prematurely gave him an extra yard, but I think he'll get it fairly soon. As Fresno gets the ball for the first time, Clifton Smith takes a knee as Kurt Smith, the kickoff specialist, just pounded it into the end zone. Paul Pinniger has had some ups and downs this season, but head coach Pat Hill says he's a winner, and he's following in the footsteps of Bulldog quarterbacks like David Carr and Trent Dilfer. Certainly quarterback you, but this year, Mike, they've really been running the ball a lot.
They've been running the ball fantastically well the last 5 weeks of the season. But in order, when the running game goes well, the quarterback plays well. He's got 12 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions in that 5-game run. See what happens today. This defense is very stout for Virginia. He's got a tough challenge in front of him.
Virginia playing a 3-4 defense, and their 4 linebackers are terrific, especially 2 of them in Brooks and Blackstock. And Bryson Sumlin one of the two very good running backs gets the first carry and gets 6 yards as we look at our Sonic starting lineups. Fresno does have that dynamic punch in the backfield. Bryson Sumlin has run for over 100 yards in 3 straight games, as has Wendell Mathis, who we will see later. And the Bulldogs' offensive line might be its best ever. Left tackle Logan Mankins has NFL written all over him, and the scouts have been really drooling over his potential.
He's just a rancher, a road raider.
Sumlin gets it and somehow is able to sneak through a pinhole-sized hole, and he picks up 16 yards and a first down. Parham makes the stop, but Sumlin with some great effort.
That's one thing I've noticed in the film. Sumlin does a great job, second effort, just finding holes in the defense and exploding. One thing about Fresno State, physically, they're going to match Virginia at the line of scrimmage. They're going to get stalemates and allow their running game to go ahead and get second effort and play to the whistle.
Someone came into this game already over 1,000 yards at 1,008, the 12th Fresno player ever to break the 1,000-yard mark. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. And they go right back to Sumlin, but this time he is stacked up. Maybe picked up a yard. Chris Johnson, true freshman from Ivy, Virginia, making the stop. Going back to the Sonic starting lineups, talked about the 3-4 that Virginia plays. Nose guard Andrew Hoffman to have quite a battle today with Bulldog center Kyle Young. Linebacker, certainly the strength of his defense. Ahmad Brooks will be moved around. Look for him to be in different positions once the ball is snapped. And Marcus Weeks spent his first 3 years of Virginia as a tailback, a quick learner, a senior starting as a free safety. He's also a very good kick returner, the best probably in Virginia's history.
And here's our guy Brooks, 34. You got to find out where he's on the field, where he lines up.
Pinniger with time, and he finds the open man for a first down. That's his leading receiver, Joe Fernandez. 10 yards and a first down for the Bulldogs.
When the running game is going effectively, you're in a good rhythm. The quarterback is so relaxed in the pocket. He reads the coverage, went to his primary receiver, and becomes a very simple game to him. Middle part of the season, Pam, he was pressing. They talked about maybe giving another quarterback an opportunity, but he rebounded well. Nice completion on that thrown catch.
Keeping our eye all day on where Ahmad Brooks, number 34, is when the play starts. And there he is that time, as someone picks up about 2 yards. Waku Robinson making the stop. Al Groh, the head coach at the University of Virginia, leaving the NFL to come back to his alma mater in his 4th season at Virginia. He was a defensive end and also a lacrosse player when he graduated from Virginia in 1967. And Pat Hill in his 8th year at Fresno. What a terrific job he has done as he takes his team to a bowl game for the 6th straight time. And they are certainly the team that will play anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Well, that Pat Hill looks like true bulldog on that sideline. He's representing that mascot well.
Second down, handoff to Wendell Mathis. This is the other running back for Fresno that has had a terrific season. And Mathis picks up 9 yards.
The one thing that's impressive about Fresno State's offensive lines are coming off with a purpose, not just to run the football, but to explode at the point of attack and go ahead and get into the Virginia defense. A big explosion. There's 2 or 3 yards before the running backs even touched. Nice job at the point of attack on the left side by Wendell and Mankin, the left guard and left tackle.
Mathis is actually a transfer, played 1 year, 2002 at UCLA. He has played 10 games this year, 869 yards as you see coming in. And look at that average, 6.6 per touch, 4th best in the entire nation. So, boy, what a potent 1-2 punch. Sumlin and Mathis between them have 15 rushing touchdowns as they measure to see if Mathis picked up the first down. Pac-10 officiating crew, a couple of chain links short.
Man, we've seen a lot of tandem running backs. First game of the year that Minnesota had 2 tremendous running back tandem, but these guys, Sumlin and Mathis, 2 juniors that I think are going to have a bright future ahead of them. And Pat Hill just loves to run the football. In the past years, the running game wasn't there, so he went ahead and just utilized his talent and threw the ball a lot more. But right now, they're so balanced at running the football.
See, the third down efficiency has been absolutely sick during that 5-game winning streak for Pat Hill's club. And now on a 3rd and couple of inches, Pinniger sneaks it over easily for the first down. And you talk about the running game from Fresno State, Pat Hill. I mean, even more remarkable, Mike, because they lost a 1,000-yard rusher earlier in the season when Dwayne Wright went down with a hurt knee against Kansas State. That happened in the second game of the season, and as you mentioned, Sumlin and Mathis, they have just been monsters.
And a lot of credit has to go not only to the offensive line, but the receivers down the field blocking. You know, to spring big plays, you got to have people working down the field all the way to the whistle, and Fresno State does it very well.
Last 3 games, both of those guys have gone over 100 yards apiece. That is remarkable. Mathis stacked up, Parham among those, and he might have gotten a couple of inches. Kai Parham, the sophomore from Virginia Beach, coming up with a hard hit.
He is the prototypical 3-4 linebacker. Going to explode at the point of impact, and Brooks set that whole play up. Ahmad Brooks, 34, went ahead in the inside blitz here, and they go ahead and frees up number 44, Parkham, to come in there and unload on the running back, Mathis. Nice job by that inside blitz by the 2 inside defenders.
Algro calls Parham the hammer, and he certainly showed the hammer that time. Henniger up top, little slant pattern, and it is completed to Jermaine Jamison. Henniger with the pump fist, another first down for the Bulldogs and 13 more yards.
Number 6. Jermaine Jamison, their fine wide receiver, number 6, lined up on the right side. Watch a stem inside. That's the most important thing because you give your quarterback a throwing lane. Once the throwing lane is established, accuracy comes pretty easy for the quarterback. But the receiver wins at the line of scrimmage, and he gets the void in the secondary. First down.
Jamison also a good student, 2-time academic all-WAC selection. And Sumlin just bowls over a Virginia defender. He just went right over Jermaine Hardy. And he's going to be close to another first down.
Well, number 36, Jermaine Hardy, he learned one thing there, that Sumlin, you got to bring a punch to him. You better lower your pad level because Sumlin only stands 5'10", 200 pounds. Here's a strong safety, looking up a tailback. You got to bring it. When you don't wrap this guy, second effort's going to allow him to get 4 or 5 yards. And Virginia's strength is right in the middle of the field with their nose tackle and 2 linebackers.
Second and short. Sumlin is the tailback. A little play action. Pinnerger going for the touchdown, and he has it. Perfectly thrown to Adam Jennings. And Fresno responds. Both teams scoring the first time they've gotten the ball.
A textbook drive. When you can take the ball and drive down 80 yards after your opposition scores, it's a momentum shift back to your team. Fresno State, the line of scrimmage made this play work. Why? Because you have the running game working effectively. And what happens after the running game? Play action pass. And Jennings gets the Bulldogs back in the football game.
So Jennings with his 5th touchdown catch of the season. Fresno has now scored in 81 straight games. And Brett Vicentainer, the veteran place kicker, knocks home the extra point. So Fresno State and Virginia, 1 possession apiece, and both with the touchdown. Jennings going the final few for the score.
You want me to buy PCs from a company I've never heard of? And who are these guys? These I know. Thought we were having a meeting.
MPC Computers is one of the top PC companies in the country. We're getting all the technology we want, and no one touches MPC's service and support.
They all say that at first.
Just a moment.
Who is it?
It's technical support at MPC Computers. They're on the line.
That fast. Who are these guys?
Hi, I'd like to redeem my credit card miles someplace warm.
No.
But I'm in Chicago. It's freezing.
Ooh, I predict a no storm.
Can my miles get me to Mexico?
No way, Jose.
St. Thomas?
Ain't happening.
Hawaii?
No,
Cabo?
Cobb, no, maybe.
L.A.?
No.
Who's in charge over there?
That would be our CEO.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One No Hassle Rewards. There's no blackout dates on any airline anytime.
9? What? Niet.
But
no.
I'm calling Capital One.
Nunca. What's in your wallet?
The half-ton Silverado has better resale value than Ford or Dodge. That's why why it's the right truck. The official truck of an American Revolution.
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing M3 Power, the first battery-powered shaving system from Gillette. It has M3 Power Glide blades with a patented comfort coating for less irritation. Turn it on and micropulses raise the hair so the blades can shave closer. A battery-powered razor with our most advanced blades. Together they give you the world's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette. ESPN's presentation of the 2004 MPC Computers Bowl. Brought to you by MPC Computers, one of the top PC companies in the U.S. And in part by Capital One, what's in your wallet? And Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
There's a scene of the Union Block building in Boise, Idaho. Really one of the neat cities. Beautiful setting here with the mountains surrounding Boise and the trademark blue field. The only blue field in college football. The NCAA has said that is it. No one else will be allowed to have either blue or purple or whatever. They got to be green. Michael Johnson gets the kickoff for Virginia and his second straight. Good return. This one even better as Michael Johnson gets it all the way up to the 48-yard line. The kicker, Brett Vicentainer, came in to make the tackle, but a 47-yard return for Johnson. Virginia in terrific field position when we return to Boise.
Fresh, made to order. Sonic's got it, others don't. At Sonic, you won't find any microwaves around here, but you will find delicious all-beef burgers served with the freshest ingredients around and made after you order them, the way you like them. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
I'm watching Bass Center and all the new lures, and I wondered, whatever happened to just plain old worms?
No, it's a lost art.
I love my holographic crawpile lures, but I just...
Oh, man, I miss my worms.
Didn't get everything you wanted this holiday? Come into Gottschalk's After Christmas sale and fill in those gaps on your wish list. Missy and men's sweaters are all 50 to 60% off. Outerwear, 50 to 70% off. All denim, 15% off. Plus, save 40 to 60% in our home department. And don't forget to shop early for even bigger savings with Sunday-only coupons. It's the After Christmas sale at Gottschalk's.
Every mile of this great state invokes a spirit of adventure. You rely on your vehicle to make the most of it, and nobody has more SUV choices than Chevy. Get 2 season passes on top of current incentives to North Star, Tahoe, or Sierra Tahoe when you purchase or lease a new Chevy SUV. That's 2 season passes plus $3,000 cash back on an 05 Suburban or 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on Chevy SUVs. Chevy, turn the keys, start a revolution. See your participating Chevy dealer now for great deals on select vehicles during the holiday red tag sale.
There's the Capitol building, Boise, the capital city of Idaho, and the Christmas tree with 116 yellow ribbons. That represents the 116th Brigade from the Idaho National Guard, recently sent over to serve in Iraq. As the people of Boise pay tribute to the brave men and women who have gone over to the Middle East here. There's a great offensive showing as Heath Miller, the All-American tight end, gets his second catch, good for 8 yards. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Sam, earlier Mike was talking about Virginia center Zach Yarborough limping a little bit. He did injure his right ankle. He has had it retaped. What's very interesting is his unique journey to the center position. His dad, Jim, of course, was in the NFL for 10 years with the Detroit Lions. He came to Virginia as a tight end, but wasn't very into it. Then became a long snapper, liked it because it didn't require a lot of time. Then against Florida State, they lost 2 centers in 1 game. Zach became that center and now loves being active in every play.
And he was active in that one, helping to block for Alvin Pierman as Pierman breaks free for a huge gain. 17 yards, and now we can emphatically say that Pierman is over 1,000 yards on the season. And look at number 75, pull out and move.
Well, he's pretty versatile, but he knows his limitations. He'll duck it up inside. But the point of attack, Heath Miller got that corner for Pierman and allowed him to explode in the secondary. When you get that 10-man in line of scrimmage pin, you're off to the races.
Yarborough, second-team All-ACC selection this season for the Cavaliers. Jason Snelling, the fullback, his first carry, and he breaks it down all the way to the 5-yard line. So this Virginia offensive line opening up some daylight for the running backs.
Well, he's averaging 6.8 yards a carry, and he only gets 4 or 5 nuggets, and that's one of the big ones for him. Jason Snelling, usually a blocker, bloodies his nose. This is uncharted waters for him. Open territory going toward that end zone. That's the potency they have in that running game.
It's only his 22nd carry of the season, and as you mentioned, Mike, he was averaging almost 7 yards a carry coming in. That one was 21 yards.
That helps that average.
Virginia inside the 20, scoring 67% of the time. And Pierman this time goes down for a couple of yards of a loss. Marcus Riley, the freshman from Sacramento, number 31, making the stop.
That's what it takes when you get into red zone. You got to have linebackers attacking the line of scrimmage, and don't allow that running back to make a second or third move. But the battle's right in the pit, Pam. I mean, these guys are blooding their noses, sweat's coming off their brow early. It's a beautiful day here in Boise. If you like the pit, the interior defensive line, this is where it's at.
So now 2nd and goal for the Cavaliers. Higgins passing in the end zone, has McGrew for the touchdown. Virginia 2 for 2 on drives for scores as McGrew scores his 2nd touchdown of the season.
We saw Fresno State do the same thing when they scored their touchdown. They're running the ball effectively down the field. Virginia comes back, marches down the field with a big kickoff return. Again, line of scrimmage. The offensive line keeps their helmets down to show run. And McGrew sneaks past the defender. Nice, easy throw completion. It looks easy out there, Pam. I don't care if it's a blue field or not. These guys are doing a great job.
Bluefield has been kind to the offenses so far as Connor Hughes ties this game, or gives Virginia the 14-7 lead. So Marcus Higgins, nice little play action to Pierman. Instead, he goes to number 80 for 6.
We see doctors. We see explorers and artists. We stand in awe of kids and their potential. It's what inspires us to create software that helps them reach it.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. With filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos. Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full. What are you supposed to be? I'm full. All right. Yeah, I'm a pirate. Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
Yeah, I'll call you from the car.
Dial Laura.
Technology to go. Chevy Trailblazer. An American Revolution.
Stuart Scott and the gang recap the NFL weekend and get you ready for Monday Night Football on Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
Between them, Virginia and Fresno State have had 3 drives, and they've scored touchdowns on all 3. ESPN's bowl game doubleheader continues after this game. Dan Orlovsky leads Connecticut against Bruce Gradkowski and the MAC champion Toledo Rockets. Motor City Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN. That's today at 5:30 Eastern Time. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. And Connecticut, not just a basketball school anymore, folks up near in the Hartford area, thrilled to pieces because UConn is in its first ever bowl game. Oh, boy. Kurt Smith hit the upright. My goodness, he hit the goalpost with that kick.
Every kicker should do that, Pam. That's their job.
Oh, just like that, huh?
The air's thin up out here in Boise, probably 3,500 feet up. That's a first for me. I haven't seen that in a long time in college football. I wonder what kind of noise that makes.
Wow, Kurt Smith, his 3rd year as a kickoff specialist, coming into this season, 64 kickoffs and 23 touchbacks, and the economics major Just nailed that one. The flag is down.
Hit offside in the kick.
Wow, so Kurt Smith just kicked the heck out of the football.
Here's one for you, Pam. He goes back 5 yards further, right? Why couldn't he do the same thing? If this were arena football, we'd have a net behind here. They go ahead and play it.
And if you think about that, if that would have snuck over the goalpost, Mike, that would have been like kicking, what, a 75-yard field goal. 75 yards. My goodness, Kurt Smith just pounded that football, but because they were offside, he has to try it again.
Let's hope it doesn't come down to a last-second kick, because this guy will tell the coach, without a rush, I'm pretty good from 75.
Yeah, I can hit from 75, Coach. Put me in. My goodness. So Smith has to try to get the adrenaline pumping again to do it.
I want to throw something your way, Pam. Bob Davey made a prediction during his bowl game saying it's going to be the highest-scoring bowl game. I got something for Bob Davey and crew.
I'll tell you, well, so far he's right, because we're 3 for 3 on drives and touchdowns. Adam Jennings takes it a couple of yards deep in the end zone, and he breaks free. Boy, everybody wants the ball, and everybody wants to chew up some blue turf as he is knocked out around the 26-yard line. Capital One Bowl Week continuing here on a spectacularly sunny day in Boise. Virginia and Fresno State meeting for the first time in their histories, as Alvin Pierman has gone over 1,000 yards on the season. He scored a touchdown for Virginia. Michael McGrew caught a touchdown pass. Adam Jennings, a TD pass from Paul Pinniger. And there is Pinniger, 3 for 3 on that opening drive for Fresno. We expected an offensive shootout, and so far we're getting it.
Well, the adjustments are going to be pivotal for both defensive coordinators. I know Al Gold for Virginia has to get his defensive line coming off the ball with a lot more finesse and punch.
And has been able to stop the other guy. Bryson Sumlin picks up a yard or two, a couple of tough yards. Wakefield Robinson and Brennan Schmidt converge to make the tackle.
Well, Bob Davey was talking about during his bowl broadcast last week that they're going to have the highest scoring bowl game out of all 28 bowls, and I beg to differ, Pam, because this is our prime time. This is our broadcast. We might as well make that prediction ourselves.
Flag is down. A personal foul has been called against the Bulldogs.
I think their number was 84 points, so we're already at, 21, not even out of the first quarter.
Crew from the Pac-10. And the microphone is not working. It's a little problem here at Bronco Stadium, but a personal foul against one of Pat Hill's guys. Pat Hill, a guy you know very well from your NFL days, Mike.
Certainly. Pat Hill was the quality control coach for the Cleveland Browns, working on the offensive side of the ball, learning the game. I tell you, both these coaches, Pam, have a lot of professional integrity in their programs. They run them a lot like professional organizations with their coaching staff and the way they go about doing business.
And they have had experience and brought it over with the personal foul. Second and long. Pinniger looks one way and then throws against the grain to Matt Rivera, and Rivera goes down almost immediately. Might have picked up a yard, but a good play by 45. That's Dennis Haley, a senior from Salem, Virginia.
Well, we were last week.
That's right, Sam.
We were in Salem, Virginia for a Division III championship. But Dennis Haley, a speed guy, only 6'1", 247, but the pro scouts like him because he has a great burst and a lot of speed, and he plays at a good pad level. He bends his knees and has a lot of explosion in his hips. And pro scouts like that because there could be special teamers or there could be linebackers that go ahead and just get overlooked, and we pick him pretty high. We got our savior there.
How about that? A first-year starter as a senior for Haley. 3rd and 21, and Pinniger throws his first incomplete pass at the feet of Adam Jennings. And we are going to have our first punt of the football game.
You know, the rhythm that Fresno State had that first drive was so textbook. They come out, the second opportunity, a 15-yard penalty hurt this team. And it forced them to 3rd and 21. There's not too many teams in the country that can go ahead and complete that pass and continue the drive.
Yeah, but the team that runs the ball very well, no team wants to be 3rd and 21, but they don't really have a consistent home run hitter as far as passing is concerned. Mike Lingua, the sophomore, is in for his first punt. And Lingua is known for his hang times, and now he gets the thin air in Boise. See what he does with it. That one goes way high. Alvin Pierman says, I don't want any piece of it, and he wisely lets it roll. And it will be marked down at the 34-yard line by Marcus Riley.
You know, Pierman, the punt returner, great running back. Last year, Marcus Higgins was the punt returner for this ball club. And now Pierman, an all-purpose guy. You'll see him split out. You'll see him in the backfield, a fullback, halfback, motioning out of the backfield. Very versatile in space. He's going to have a bright future ahead of him.
Pierman, terrific all-purpose guy, as you mentioned, led the ACC in all-purpose yards this season, 168 yards a game. Not only number one in the ACC, but 8th in the entire country. So a threat on all sides of the ball, special teams and also on offense. 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Higgins with plenty of time to throw. McGrew was close to it, but he was well covered as that falls incomplete. Yesterday, players from both teams here visited the Ronald McDonald House as well as the St. Alphonsus Regional Medical Center, talking with families and patients, spreading some good cheer. They met Boise's first Christmas baby of 2004 as well. There she is, Lexus Elizabeth Bishop. Welcome to the world, and she got some footballs and some gear from both teams.
That's the great thing about bowl games. Give the players an opportunity to get out in the community they probably never visited before. Show some love to everyone around the community.
Especially this time of year. Both of these teams were here over Christmas Eve and Christmas. Jason Snelling, the fullback, his second carry of the day. The first one went for 21 yards. This one for 13.
Great play call by Ron Prince. I mean, Snelling, he's got 2 touches already. He's probably averaging at least 16 yards every time he touches the football, but very uncharacteristic to put Snelling in the backfield in a 5-wide spread and run that draw play. That's something that Fresno State hasn't seen. And when you have teams that have 3 weeks to prepare for somebody, you throw something in a wrinkle, and 38's that wrinkle right now.
My goodness, 2 carries for 34 yards, 17-yard average for Snelling, the fullback, who does not get a lot of carries. That's only his 23rd of the season. Where does he make them pay? Higgins lofts one in, and that is caught for a first down by Heath Miller, his 3rd catch of the game. Heath Miller, the best tight end in the country.
He does a good job. He doesn't get collision at the line of scrimmage, so allows him to get into his route pretty quickly. But I don't know what that strong linebacker, Elvin Goodwin, he's got to flow back with him. And Higgins just got a touch pass, nice completion. You got to find out where 89 is. You got to pound him at the line of scrimmage and not allow him to release vertically up the field without contact.
Miller has everything. He's got size, speed, great hands. The best tight end in Virginia football history, has all the records for that position. Higgins swinging it into the end zone for McGrew. But McGrew was well covered by Marcus McCauley. As that ball's incomplete. Good pressure by Lewis Leonard. But Higgins showed a little bit of an arm there. Just flung it about 45 yards in the air.
Well, if I'm a quarterback coach, that's an ill-advised throw in my book, because he had pressure in the pocket. Don't take a bad situation and make it worse by forcing the ball down the field. He has a strong arm, and if he overthrows his receiver, it's not a bad play. It's a mute point. But as he matures the quarterback, Pam, he had a check-down running back right in front of him, Pierman. He came off him pretty early.
Higgins on the day, 5 for 8 on the season coming in. He had 5 interceptions and 8 touchdown passes. He's thrown a touchdown pass today as Wally Lundy gets the carry. Lundy, a junior from Wallingboro, New Jersey, started the first few games of the season for Virginia, picked up 5 yards on that carry. And he has just been terrific as far as finding the end zone. 16 rushing touchdowns this season. Tops in the conference.
I know, what's he have, Pam, 40 for the year or for his career?
40 does tie the modern record for Virginia that held by the great Thomas Jones, who now plays for the Chicago Bears.
Well, if I'm Fresno State, I got to find out where Heath Miller is right here. You better pound him at the line of scrimmage. No one's going to hit him because the linebackers are back off the line of scrimmage.
Fresno showing blitz, but they are backing off. Higgins forced out of the pocket and escapes somehow. A flag is down as Higgins somehow was able to get away from the pressure. Walt Sanders and Garrett McIntyre were right in his grill, but he was able to slip away.
Yeah, one thing breaking down this team, Virginia, Higgins has done that continuously throughout the year. Number of games I watched. You think you got him back in the pocket, but you got to grab those ankles, because once he keeps those feet going.
Brad Butler, the right tackle, called for the hold.
Yeah, he gets beat inside, Pam. You can't grab that jersey, and the side judge is right there. That's his only key. Watch the right tackle.
And he is a tough draw for Butler today. Garrett McIntyre is a terrific player on the line. Great guy to coach. They love him at Fresno. Butler 6'8". 6'3". Make it 6'8", 295 on 3rd and 15. There's Miller.
Again, nobody's in his face. He's going to get a clean release.
Fresno said they wanted to try to bump him so he didn't get a clean release. A very clean release. He's open, but Higgins is taking home one ball. Going to McGrew. A flag is down as Ray Washington was there on the coverage. And the fans here, Boise, this is WAC territory, Boise State, and a lot of the local fans out in force today to cheer for Fresno, and the interference call goes against the Bulldogs.
Well, hopefully they didn't call on Ray Washington. I thought he did a tremendous job in that coverage. I think I could read his list. Yeah. He said 29, didn't he?
That is Ray Washington.
I thought he did a tremendous job just reacting to the ball. McGrew had inside position. As McGrew's trying to get the football, Washington does a nice job. I mean, no left hand in the back, which you see continuously. A guy goes through the receiver and puts his left hand in the back, but a nice job. Go ahead, Pat. Let him have it.
Pat's right. Pat should be angry. So the interference call benefits Virginia. 1st and 10 from the 48. And a bunch of red shirts converging on Waleed Lundy. Lewis Leonard, the big 330-pound tackle, making the stop. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Pat Hill definitely getting his first sign of whether these Boise fans are for or against the Bulldogs. Yesterday he said to me, I don't know if we'll have any support. People tended to not like us here in this town, but you saw on that pass interference call, this entire stadium erupted with boos. I think Pat Hill knows that the Boise Bronco fans are on his side today.
That's right. I think it is part of that WAC solidarity, taking on a BCS team. Boise State able to not play here at Boise and get out. Playing Memphis in the Liberty Bowl against Louisville. That should be a heck of a game. And Snelling unable to snare that ball. Another flag is down as Higgins, again, tremendous pressure from Fresno. Let's go back to that pass interference call that probably wasn't pass interference.
You know, that receiver, defender Washington, has every right to the football, Pam. He did nothing to impede the progress of the receiver trying to make that catch. There you go. He's chewing them some beef jerky in their ear.
And fans, too, not just probably Boise fans, but good fans, knowledgeable fans, because they could tell even from up in the stands that was a good defensive play by Raymond Washington. Maybe got there a split second too early, had a little bit of that arm on him, but that was not pass interference.
You know, one thing that Pat Hill did tell us that Boise's been a thorn in their side the last 4 years.
Can't beat them.
That's the one team they can't beat in the WAC conference, and he's going to try very hard to win here. He's the home team today, so I guess these Boise fans are rooting hard for the Fresno State Bulldogs.
And I think it would be safe to say if it was the other way around, if Boise could not beat Fresno, maybe the fans would not be cheering for Fresno today. But
they like them on the schedule, I guess.
Yeah, they like them because it's been a win. I mean, they played some tough, hard-fought, close games, but Boise has won the last 4. Dan Hawkins, what a program he has built here. 2nd and 14 for Virginia. Up on Fresno State, 14-7. Play action again for Higgins. And Miller again, the big tight end. A terrific tackle, his 4th catch, but Tyrone Culver tackles him a couple of inches shy, it appears, from the first down. That is the end of the first quarter. Virginia has scored on both of its first quarter possessions. A great offensive showdown. Virginia leading Fresno by a touchdown.
Hey, man, grab me one.
McNabb to Owens. Caught. He's at the 20. To the 10. Touchdown. Oh, there's a flag on the play. And this one's coming back.
Make this the wildest NFL playoffs ever with the new bolder taste of Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Never mind.
It's the Cherry Cola. Also available in Diet.
You think you know what's up?
NFL Street 2, rated E for everyone.
EA4.
Acura Certified Pre-Owned Vehicle Program. It's the shortcut to your dream car. Capital One Mascot True Love Challenge.
This week, our mascots will meet Melissa's parents with one chance to make a lasting impression.
You hibernated with my daughter. First you bring home a cat, then a dog, and now it's... What exactly are you?
Dad.
Tune in to the Capital One Bowl January 1st to see who's the national mascot of the year.
What's in your wallet?
ESPN's Capital One Bowl Week, an American holiday edition.
Welcome back to the MPC Computers Bowl in Boise, Virginia, leading Fresno 14-7 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Alvin Pierman has scored on a 13-yard touchdown. Michael McGrew has caught a pass. Adam Jennings has caught a pass for Paul Pinniger for Fresno's score. But right now we need the Fresno defense on 3rd and 10. Fresno's defense looking for its first stop of Virginia. Higgins with time, flicks it out to Snelling. His fullback slips one tackle, and Snelling almost gets the first down on great second effort. Jason Snelling breaking through a tackle. Alan Goodwin able to get an ankle tackle on it.
You know, we talk about two running backs for Virginia, but Snelling's the guy that's the breakthrough game. He's the guy that had two big runs already, a nice reception, second effort. You never know what kind of opportunity you're going to get on game day, Pam. And when you get that opportunity, you make the most of it. And Snelling certainly has done that early part of this game.
Virginia on 4th and 1, going for it. They are 7 for 8 this season. That's 88%. 7 for 8, about as good as it gets. Wally Lundy is in the backfield, but they're throwing on 4th and 1, and they make it. Higgins able to find Fontel Mines. Mines, a sophomore from Richmond, making only his 6th catch of the season.
Well, that's the maturity, the advancement of Marcus Higgins. Maybe earlier in the season on 4th and 1, they would have never went to that pass, but now he's matured greatly as a junior. His first year starting, he's up over 63% completion percentage. You couldn't ask an easier throw and catch by the Cavaliers, and nice job by Rob Prince, the offensive coordinator, having the confidence in his quarterback.
Mines expected big things from him. He missed 5 games out, though, after he hurt his collarbone. That's one reason why he only has 6 catches this year. Lundy, Wally, stacked up at the line of scrimmage by this Bulldog defense.
Well, Wally Lundy, number 33, is having a tough go of it. The other two running backs, Snelling and Pierman, are able to break through in the secondary. And Fresno State has worked hard. They got to get a 3rd down stop. You know, 3rd down has been their inefficiency on defense. They haven't stopped Virginia at all today.
Virginia with 2 possessions in the first quarter, scored on both of them. And right now, they're in good field position as we take a look at where Heath Miller is. But they go to Lundy, and this time some running room as he is neck tackled down after a 4-yard gain by Dwayne Andrews. And Miller also not just a catching tight end, but a blocking tight end.
Yeah, he's the most ready, I think, underclassman to go to the NFL. Once he locks onto you, he's got these big paws. You can't get off him. I don't care if you're a linebacker, you're a defensive tackle. And that's what the next level people work for. You know, what kind of ability can you sustain a block with? Can you do it with just 1 second? Can you go all the way through the whistle like Heath Miller did in that last play?
6'5", 255-pound junior. As Higgins rolls out, he has nothing but blue field in front of him for the Virginia touchdown. 8 yards in the score for the quarterback.
Marcus Higgins runs it in.
We talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, Pam, that Higgins has to be efficient running the football. They're going to be keying on the running backs throughout the whole game. But nice job by Miller taking a defensive end down, allowing space in the outside. Higgins gets on the perimeter and says, why not me? Number 18 can take this ball in the end zone. That's a nice job by that quarterback. Very efficient drive with great tempo.
Higgins on the season, over 300 yards rushing, and again, he was a slash player his first couple of years at Virginia, as Connor Hughes knocks home the extra point, and Virginia has extended its lead now to 21-7 over Fresno. So Heath Miller, the all-world tight end for Virginia, there he is. He's blocking. He didn't even really need to put a body on anybody as Higgins used his speed to score Virginia.
You want me to buy PCs from a company I've never heard of? And who are these guys? These I know. Thought we were having a meeting.
MPC Computers is one of the top PC companies in the country. We're getting all the technology we want, and no one touches MPC's service and support.
They all say that at first.
Just a moment.
Who is it?
It's technical support at MPC Computers. They're on the line.
That fast. Who are these guys?
Want to get rid of the wires? Get a wireless laptop with technology designed for lightweight. Make sure it has Intel Centrino mobile technology built in.
Winter X Games 9, January 29th to February 1st, live at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
Presented by Right Guard.
Well, it's been a long day for Strahan.
What a lovely shot.
Hey, Strahan, maybe it's your deodorant. Let's start over. No, not that one. This time, start with new Right Guard Gel. It's the strongest gel. Keeps you drier than even the leading stick, so it lasts till the end of the day.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Right Guard. Start right, end right.
Fresh, made to order. Sonic's got it, others don't. At Sonic, you won't find any microwaves around here, but you will find delicious all-beef burgers served with the freshest ingredients around and made after you order them, the way you like them. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
The Virginia Cavalier has reason to kind of have that little swagger as his team has scored on all three possessions. Marcus Haynes, an 8-yard touchdown run. Very balanced. That was a 12-play drive, 6 runs and 6 passes for the Cavaliers. And now Kurt Smith, Mr. Touchback. Does he get another one? Yep. As Adam Jennings takes a knee about 4 yards deep in the end zone. Let's go down to Heather Cox, who has a special guest.
Thank you, Pam. I'm joined by Mike Adkins, the CEO of MPC Computers, in its first year as the title sponsor of this bowl game. Why was it so important for MPC Computers to get involved in a bowl like this?
Well, for us, the former bowl, the Humanitarian Bowl, didn't have a title sponsor. It was an opportunity for us to give back to the community and at the same time get national exposure for MPC Computers.
And MPC is a local company. This is a crowd and a town that loves its football. What makes this environment in Boise such a perfect town for a bowl game like this?
Well, I think you can see it here today. Obviously, the home team isn't here, Boise State. But we have an East Coast team, we have a West Coast team out here, and we've got 27,000 fans here. So I think it says a lot about the Treasure Valley, the Boise Valley.
We certainly couldn't ask for a better environment. Congratulations on a great year for you guys.
Thank you very much.
Ken and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks, Heather. And MPC, located about a half hour or so away from here in Nampa, Idaho. And Heather Cox saying Boise, like all the natives. It's Boise to us, but Boise. Heather, a proud resident of this great community. It really is turned into it really is a cool town, and again, beautiful setting in the mountains.
I've been out here, 3 or 4 times, Pam, and I love it every time I get an opportunity to travel west.
And for the weather today, 40 degrees at kickoff, gotten a little bit warmer. It's perfect football weather as Pinniger throws it out towards his tight end, Steven Spock, but it was incomplete. Let's take a look at who has won this bowl, and it's several incarnations. It was the Humanitarian Bowl for a while. You see, Idaho won it in 1998. Boise State, the hometown team, has won 3 of them, and last year Georgia Tech just rolled over Tulsa in that game. P.J. Daniels, 307 yards on the ground, an NCAA bowl record for the Yellow Jackets.
Wow. I guess the blue turf doesn't slow anybody down.
No.
It just adds to your speed. Maybe you look faster on film when the pro scouts look at you on the blue turf.
Yeah, maybe it's like you're skating because it looks like you're maybe a nice blue pond somewhere. On 3rd down, Pinniger gets hit as he throws it. Good pressure by Ahmad Brooks, the leading tackler on this team, number 34, the star linebacker, and Pinniger had to get rid of it faster than he wanted to.
Well, the last two plays, the first one, Haley gets him. Now Brooks, tremendous pass rusher, but he just did a key dog blitz where he lets the backs clear. He finds a void in the line of scrimmage and attacks the quarterback. And he has 4.5 speed for a sophomore linebacker. We're going to talk about him as the game goes on, but number 34, something to be reckoned with.
Ahmad, as you mentioned, just a sophomore, but Larry Fitzgerald, like Larry last year, eligible to come out if he wishes in the NFL draft, and we will get into that more. His father, Perry Brooks, plays for the Redskins for several seasons. Mike Lingle set the punt. And that one was shanked. And fortunate for Lingua that it took a roll close to midfield, and Lingua is limping off the field.
Well, if I was a punter, I'd make sure if I did slip, I'm going to go ahead and limp and make the coach know that I am hurt.
You want me to buy PCs from a company I've never heard of? I mean, who are these guys? These, I know. Thought we were having a meeting.
MPC Computers is one of the top PC companies in the country. We're getting all the technology we want, and no one touches MPC's service and support.
They all say that at first.
Just a moment.
Who is it?
It's technical support at MPC Computers. They're on the line.
That fast. Who are these guys?
We see you getting the next big idea. We see 400 employees in 3 years. And new partnerships formed. We see ideas exchanged freely. At Microsoft, we stand in awe of you and your potential. It's what inspires us to create software that helps you reach it.
All good things in time, my boy.
Haste makes waste.
Patience is a virtue.
Your day will come. Now, luxurious things can come to those who'd rather not wait. The Acura Certified Pre-Owned Vehicle Program.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell, with filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
ESPN's presentation of the 2004 MPC Computers Bowl. Brought to you by MPC Computers, one of the top PC companies in the U.S. And in part by Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. And Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Statue of Sacagawea outside the Idaho Historical Museum here in Boise. And if you have a day off, you want to go to the Idaho Historical Museum. Fabulous stuff to do here in this town. One thing to do is to watch the MPC Computers Bowl, and it has been the Virginia Offense Bowl so far. 3 for 3 on drives, 3 touchdowns on all 3 drives, a good field position. But Pierman is dropped down behind the line of scrimmage by Alan Goodwin. And the first 3 possessions as good as it gets for the Virginia Cavaliers. Touchdown, touchdown, and touchdown. Chewing up 2:58, 1:58, and 5 minutes and 21 seconds, respectively.
You know, winning performance is a 10-play drive and have a TD, but that 5-play drive, they did it so efficiently, you could score whenever you get a chance if you're in the offense.
The last drive, they converted on a 4th down and then finished it up with a Marcus Hagen's 8-yard touchdown run as Snelling gets 4. We are at the 8th annual MPC Computers Bowl, part of Capital One Ball Week. Virginia and Fresno playing each other for the first time in their histories, and it has really been an offensive show for the Virginia Cavaliers. Touchdowns from three different players: Alvin Pierman, Michael McGrew, and Marcus Hagans. Adam Jennings scored on a touchdown pass from Paul Pinniger in Fresno's first possession, but so far, since then rather, nothing. And Hagans has been terrific, not just with his arm, but with his feet, scoring an 8-yard touchdown.
Fresno State's got to get a stop on third down. They haven't done it yet.
Hagen zips it, completes it to McGrew. No, he doesn't. McGrew cannot hang on as he is popped from behind by Ray Washington. An incomplete pass, and Hagen's really has been going to McGrew. Pretty much McGrew and Miller exclusively.
Well, Hagen's been pretty accurate. He had time in the pocket to throw. Nice job by Washington stripping that ball out, but it's unfortunate for Virginia because they had a short field to work with. That's
right. They got the ball right around midfield, and for the first time today, Fresno State has stopped Virginia's offense.
And here's an opportunity, maybe a fake punt. They've had 3 weeks to go ahead and get ready for this game. You might see something trickery here.
Chris Gold is the freshman punter, but he does kick it away. And a fair catch is taken by Adam Jennings for Fresno State. So the Fresno State defense comes up with a stop. The snow-capped mountains overlooking Boise in the MPC Computers Bowl.
What are you doing? Working out. You going deep sea fishing? Yeah. Those fish are big. You mind if I tag along? Sure.
You already know that Brett's Auto Center is your one-stop GM destination, and what a destination it is for your next Chevrolet, Pontiac, Buick, Oldsmobile, or GMC truck. But did you know that Brett's Auto Center is also your destination for that special pre-owned car of your dreams? You gotta go to Brett's. And it doesn't end there. Brett's will customize anything to fit your taste. You gotta go to Brett's. If you want to go to the best place in the valley to buy your next vehicle, you know you gotta go to Brett's.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell, with filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
Here's something you don't get to do in Fresno. These are the Fresno State players doing some slipping and sliding in the snow. Earlier this week, as the players have enjoyed the festivities, getting here before Christmas and staying through and having fun and really getting some spectacular weather.
I know Virginia team went snowmobiling. Why do you go snowmobiling? You got a chance to get hurt there. But they did it.
What was it, their equipment manager, one of their support staff, the video guy, thank you, broke his wrist?
Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't a player. Sumlin, nothing on first down, and Fresno State has done nothing since their opening drive, in which they went 80 yards in 11 plays and capped it off with a Paul Pinniger touchdown pass. They've had 2 straight 3-and-outs.
Well, Darryl Blackstock on the right side there does a nice job stopping penetration by the offense and throwing that running back down to the ground. Good story in this kid. Yeah, he has an opportunity maybe to come out in a draft.
Yep, he is a junior. And those of you looking at him are going, he's number 56. Well, he has been number 56 until this game when he decided to switch to number 1. And we'll have the Y on that. But first, the 2nd and 10 play. We keep our eye on Ahmad Brooks. Virginia shifts him around. So dangerous. Oh, boy. Pinniger somehow escapes the rush and then completes it to Jennings. Jennings comes back. He had the first down and then came back and lost it. Great pressure by Jermaine Hardy. Pinniger able to slip away, but boy, Jennings had the first down and gave it up.
You're right, Pam. What happens when you come free and blitz, got attacked the upside hip. If you don't attack that upside hip, you can go ahead and duck to the outside because your help's on the inside. Continue to go up the upside hip. Coaches always defensively talk about that, know where your help is, because once he gets out of the pocket, he can see the field so much better.
So Adam Jennings going back, so it's 3rd and 1. Sumlin battling, and he appears to have the first down thanks to second effort. For more on Darryl Blackstock, let's go down to Heather Cox.
Well, Darryl Blackstock wore number 11 when he was in high school, but when he came to Virginia, Billy McMullen, now with the Eagles, was 11, so he didn't know who to be, so he went into Coach Groh's office. Coach Groh actually had a gift from Lawrence Taylor, whom he had coached in his NFL days. It was actually a Leroy Neiman painting of LT, number 56. Al Gore pointed to it and said, now that's a real linebacker's number. Sure enough, Darryl Blackstock became number 56, but just a week ago during practices to prepare for this game, he went to coach and said, you know what, I'm honored to be compared to LT, but I want to create my own identity. Can I have a new number? Sure enough, Darryl Blackstock wearing number 1 for the first time in his career today.
And he said, too, Heather, that he would like to continue, that this is not just a one-game number 1, saying that he will wear number 1 for many more games, and that would mean that he is coming back for a senior season next year. He is one of 4 players where there's been speculation under Al Groh this year that they might come out a little bit early.
That might have been a little bartering, Pam. I'll go ahead and give you number 1, but you can guarantee me come back next year. But he said also, when you look good, you feel good. And number 1 makes me look good.
As Sumlin goes down, no gain on that carry. And Blackstock, what a terrific football player he is. He has 11 sacks on the season. That leads the nation for all linebackers. And in his career, 27 sacks. That is second in ACC history.
Well, I tell you what, Pam, he's got a good working load in front of him. Logan Mankins won a perennial all-conference, second-team All-American left tackle. If Blackstock wants to take a look into the future on the right side, he's going up against the NFL left tackle right now. Let's see how he handles this assignment.
He drops back in coverage, does Blackstock. Pinniger zips it and completes it for the first down to his tight end, Steven Spock. Spock with only his 5th catch of the season, his first of the day.
A nice job by Paul Pinniger buying time in the pocket. Virginia only rushed 3 guys, dropped 8. Makes it very difficult to throw underneath. But Pinniger did a nice job threading the needle there and continuing the drive for the Bulldogs.
Spock, the senior tight end, second-year starter, also a very good blocker out of the backfield. And boy, Fresno coming up with a couple of first downs after 2 straight 3-and-outs. We'll keep an eye on 34. Ahmad Brooks. Pinniger, plenty of time to throw, and he overshoots his target. Joe Fernandez had him open there, but just a little bit too much mustard on the throw. Let's take a look now at today's Aflac trivia question. Offensive tackle DeBrickashaw Ferguson making his 39th straight start today. We want to know who holds the Virginia record for consecutive starts. And DeBrickashaw, not only does he have a fantastic name, but he is another one of the 4 who, has been speculation, will he be leaving Virginia? He has said he will be back next season.
He's extremely talented, not only as an offensive lineman, but off the field in karate and playing the saxophone.
He's a Renaissance guy at Virginia, which is fitting since Thomas Jefferson is his university. And
there you go.
He was a Renaissance guy in his day. 3 yards on that carry for Sumlin.
We talked about this matchup with Blackstock over Mankin on the left side, but the tight end got him in space right now. Spock, if he's going to have to contend with it at the next level, if you don't do it here in college, there's no reason for you to go to the pros. You got to work on your pad level and being physical at the point of attack and push that guy into the backfield. That's when you can start talking about going to that next level.
Blackstock has been starting since he was a freshman at Virginia. 3rd and 7. Fresno 0 for 2 today on 3rd and long situations. Here comes the pressure. The blitz picked up, but the pass, Fernandez can't believe that he didn't hold on to that. Oh, my goodness. Should have been another first down for Fresno.
Well, that's a drive stopper right there. And Fernandez had it in his mitts. Pinniger couldn't have done a better job. He put it right in ball location. But in order for Fresno State to get back in this ball game, Pam, 3rd down completions, which Pinniger did a nice job in the 2 ensuing opportunities. There was a missed opportunity right there.
Alvin Pierman waiting to punt of Mike Lingwell. Remember last time he slipped.
I told you he wasn't hurt.
On his plant foot, fell down, and it was a 25-yard shank. Let's see how Mike does. He did limp off the field before. Much better for Lingua. That's more like it for Lingua. But a little bit too much as it goes into the end zone. Lingua with that big leg booms it for 62 yards. But Virginia is going to take over from the 20.
He's a weapon. He's a weapon, definitely. The punter for the Bulldogs.
Certified pre-owned vehicle program. It's the shortcut to your dream car.
Say it with me. Say it with me. Here we go. Let's go, Insurance and Justice. Let's go.
Grill.
Let's go, Insurance and Justice. Let's
$80.
Go. Cut that meat.
Sandwich.
Cut that meat.
$6.
Cut that meat.
Gas.
And it's full.
$20.
You're my favorite accountant. Tommy, please. Johnny, please. You're my fantasy team. You're my favorite worker.
Fans.
Yes. Woo!
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Never going to wash his hand. Right here. Look at that.
On your mark. Get set. Save.
Circuit City's after holiday clearance sale is going on now with huge savings on the biggest brands throughout the store and up to 10% off all digital TVs, $6.99 and up. Find sale and clearance prices on digital cameras and digital camcorders. Plus, all car electronics are on sale. Don't miss the huge savings in every department at Circuit City's after holiday clearance sale.
Capital One Bowl Week continues when Stephano Flores leads Louisville in a shootout with Boise State. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Friday at 3:30 on ESPN.
Well, welcome back to Boise, Idaho. The lights are on, but the sun is shining as well as Virginia leads Fresno State 21-7. The Aflac trivia question: offensive tackle D'Brickashaw Ferguson, making his 39th straight start today, started every game of his career, even as a true freshman. But who holds the Virginia record for consecutive starts? The answer is another offensive lineman, offensive tackle Jim Dombrowski, who started 45 straight games. And he was taken in the first round by the New Orleans Saints in the 86th draft, 6th overall. Michael McGrew with the catch. And, boy, D'Brickashaw, not the only guy who has made a lot of starts. This is a veteran offensive line.
Big veteran offensive line. Starting right here, Mr. Brown at left guard. He'll be going to the NFL, a high pick next year. Yarborough's played very well, consistently well. Butler's a young guy. He'll be back. And I think Ferguson's going to come back to maybe even break that record next year, Pam.
Yeah, Ferguson says again that he will be coming back for his senior season. And Elton Brown, we've not really talked about him. He is a fantastic guard, an All-American, number 61, 6'6", 340-pound senior. As Pierman breaks free and picks up another first down. For more on Alvin Pierman, let's go down to Heather Cox.
There's certainly a reason that Virginia is 12th in the nation in the rushing game. That O-line features returning starter at every spot. And yesterday, Alvin Pierman said to me, I'm the luckiest running back in the country. I mean, he kind of joked that anybody could do what I've done when you've got the guys on the front line like we have. And certainly Pat Hill was very concerned this week in game preparation for how they were going to handle this very veteran and very big offensive line.
When Alvin Pierman, Al Groh says that he has been his best player on offense this season. So versatile, 9 carries for 40 yards today for Alvin, 1 catch for 10 yards. And he gets it again. What a good cutback on a dime. He is able to just change direction, Mike, and he gets another first down. Quick feet.
Well, he's versatile. He's spooky good because he gets in that secondary. But I tell you what, Mr. Brown here pulling on the left side, coming around. He wants to get a piece of that blue turf. He's been conditioned that all these defensive guys want to take him up high so he could go ahead and cut him. But Pierman does a nice job after a missed block, getting upfield, getting some positive yards.
12 yards on that carry. And also, Alvin Pierman, not only is he a good football player, he graduated in 7 semesters. He's done. Graduated earlier this month from Virginia. While Lee Lundy in to give him some breathing space, and Pierman split wide, catches it. So when he's not running the ball, he's catching the ball. 7 more yards for Pierman on that catch, his second catch of the day.
Well, that's what you want out of a running back, Pam. You want him to be a guy that can get out in space, line up at receiver. You know, if he wants to play in that next level, I just think the more he can do on the field, not only from the backfield, but getting out there and finding a mismatch with the linebacker. And Higgins does a nice job with versatility, making a play-action pass, and getting out, knowing exactly where Perriman's lined up.
Oh, boy, he sure is versatile. Only player in the ACC this year to score a rushing, receiving, and special teams touchdown, a 70-yard punt return touchdown against Temple this year. And you're right, when you go to the next level, versatility could mean everything as far as playing on special teams and making your mark. Heath Miller has made his mark as he gets a first down on his 5th catch of the day. Coming up, Stuart Scott is your host with analysts Tom Jackson, Michael Irvin, Ron Jaworski, Mike Ditka, Chris Mortensen, the gang tonight on ESPN's Monday Night Countdown. All the news from the best in the business starting at 7:30 Eastern tonight. And that leads us up to Monday Night Football. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya in St. Louis as the NFC East champion Eagles battle the Rams. Monday Night Football, 9 Eastern. That is 7 Mountain Time on ABC. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Heath Miller was circled, the tight end. Kept in to block this time. Higgins nowhere to go. Swings it out towards Heerman, and Heerman is out of bounds. Boy, he made a great catch, but Sanders was blanketing him.
Well, nice pressure by Fresno State. With max protection, they went to a 2-receiver route trying to hit a big play on a first down situation. But Perriman does a nice job. He's shown great versatility. Not many running backs. I mean, he had 63 catches, 2 years ago. This year he hasn't had as many touches. I think 36 catches, but he has tremendous hands for a running back.
Actually, 26 catches coming in, and you're right, they have gone away from both he and Wally Lundy, who used to throw much more to their wide receivers. And I tell you what, Perriman almost got a toe in. That would have been a spectacular completion. Lundy running away from the defender, Kyle Goodman. A flag down on the play. And again, Perriman, boy, what a great athlete he is.
Hardest working guy in the weight room.
Hard working in the classroom as well, as a hold is called against the Cavaliers.
Marcus Higgins was talking about the work ethic of Alvin Perriman. A guy that's in the weight room relentlessly. Not only one workout a day in the summertime, he's doing 2 and 3 workouts.
Jay Strickerts.
Holding on the offense, number 82, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, still second down.
Let's take a look at that spectacular over-the-shoulder catch by Alvin Perriman that was ruled out of bounds. But look at that toe. The right toe hits before his knee hits out of bounds.
What a wonderful play. And this guy right here needs to do something. He's standing there looking at the right toe. He didn't know if the guy caught it or not. You got to focus on the feet in bounds or the knee in bounds. Missed opportunity by the official.
And that ended a string of 6 straight completions by Higgins, even though it was a completion, but not ruled. So Higgins, as he is pursued, and there comes the flag. Great pressure by Todd Garcia. And Higgins threw it away. But too late, as you get the grounding call.
That's one of the most difficult things for a quarterback to do when the screen is scouted out by the defense. You have very little options other than just to run the football, because if the ball doesn't go past the line of scrimmage, it's intentional grounding. So you have no options other than to eat the ball.
The offense, number 18. Quarterback was outside of the pocket. However, the pass did not cross the line of scrimmage. Penalty results in a loss of down, spot of the foul. Down will be 3.
Great explanation by Jay Strickerts to tell us exactly why that was a penalty. As we take a look at the penalties today, and Virginia, one of the least penalized teams in the ACC, right now almost at its average.
Getting back to that last potential screenplay by Higgins, when you get out of the pocket, you have to do one of 2 things. Throw the ball across the line of scrimmage, make sure it's out of bounds, go ahead and eat it and run it, because the longer you hold it, the linemen are going to get downfield, and when you throw the pass, you're going to have linemen downfield unless the ball is completed behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 18 for the Cavaliers. Crowd getting into it. He's cheering on this Fresno defense. Higgins again outside of the pocket, going to hang on to it, but he is stopped well short of the first down as he was hotly pursued by Marcus Riley, the freshman from Sacramento, California.
Well, nice job by Fresno State's defense on the attack. I mean, it seems like Higgins has been under a lot of pressure this last series. They're stepping up. Defensively, Coach Dan Brown, the defensive coordinator, Coach Pat Hill, getting furry underneath that mustache, getting these guys fired up because there's still time in that clock. Anywhere, anytime, any place, the Bulldogs will play anyone.
That's right. And they usually have to play them on the road. And you're right, this defense stiffening up now. That's 2 straight punts they have forced from Chris Gold, who was the brother of Robbie Gold, senior kicker for Penn State. And that one bounces out of bounds around the 10-yard line as we send it back to the studio. Reese, Trev, and Mark. Reese Davis.
All right, Pam, coming up on the Crest Store halftime report, we'll tell you why Notre Dame might have the perfect ingredient to overcome its coaching situation. Also give you the latest on Reggie White's autopsy, and also the Alus have been reunited in baseball.
We'll tell you about that great matchup in the Motor City Bowl against UConn in Toledo. UConn's very first bowl game ever.
And how about UConn's head coach, Randy Edsall? We talk about loyalty among coaches. Randy Edsall. I like it.
Yeah, Trev's upset with some of the coaches putting their names out there, so to speak. It's leverage, Trev. It's leverage.
I don't want to hear it.
I know Trev is on that soapbox, isn't he? He's talking about loyalty and coaches who have been bolting. Really, goodness, I don't know if it's a record, but we've seen so much movement this year, Mike, and big-time coaches, big-time programs, a lot of changes.
Loyalty is only temporary, Pam. It's a lot like a relationship. It takes a lot of trust and understanding. I know when they get interviewed, they go into the AD's office. I'm here for the long haul. I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be here till the next opportunity arises.
Wendell Mathis is limping off.
And here's a guy, Pat Hill, that's done a tremendous job at Fresno State.
Oh, boy, hasn't he?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You're right. I mean, taking him to the 6th straight ball game. As D'Artagnan Shack, the right guard, moved a hair too early.
Croydon snap, full start, number 50 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And D'Artagnan Shack, another great name called for that. Let's go back to see why Wendell Mathis was limping around.
That ankle off, that right ankle, the inside sprain. When you get a body 250 pounds landing on that, something's got to give.
Tackled by Jermaine Hardy. Ball pushed back to the 6-yard line. Now 2nd and 15. Pinniger zips it, and it is tipped by Dennis Haley, the linebacker, as he was able to deflect it away, and Mathis is indeed having that ankle looked at on the sideline.
Well, that's a luxury you have when somebody gets nicked a little bit. You have Bryce and Sumlin. They can pick up the workload, but that ankle's already taped. You get that sick feeling when you sprain your ankle. Initially, you think, oh, no, this can't happen. It's a bowl game. I got to go out there and play, but the medical staff will take a look at that, maybe get some ice on it during halftime, hope he can get back in there.
Mathis just 7 yards today, but 4 100-yard games on the season, 3 in a row to end the regular year. Pinniger has only completed 2 of his last 8 passes. He needs a completion now on 3rd and 15. Big-time rush, and he completes it short. And written out well short of the first down is the running back, Matt Revere. Revere has been a threat out of the backfield catching passes this season. That's his 2nd catch of the day, but Fresno has to punt. Virginia should get it in good field position.
Okay, Dennis Haley, unsung linebacker for the Virginia Cavaliers, number 45. The 2nd down play, he tips the ball. He read the route perfectly. There he did a nice job coming off a block into the screen and kind of disrupt the running back trying to get to the sideline.
Last time Mike Lingua punted, it went 62 yards, went into the end zone. 2nd longest ever in this bowl history, the MPC Computer Bowl. Now in its 8th season. Pierman waiting around midfield. That is not one of Lingua's best. It is going to be marked out of bounds. Look at Al Grove saying, mark it here. and they do, pretty much close to where he thought it went out at the 40-yard line. After a 62-yard punt, Lingua only gets 32 yards on that one. Virginia up 21-7, 2 minutes left, and they get another shot to score.
Adam
Jennings, standout wide receiver at Fresno State. Dr. Sherman Sobey, his favorite professor. Jennings played a key role in Fresno State's victory over UCLA in last year's Silicon Valley Bowl. Sobey teaches health science and challenges students to make a difference in medical care.
You know him as a wide receiver, but Adam's also an honor student.
Hey, Professor, Fresno State is great in both athletics and academics.
Academics and athletics together at Fresno State.
The University of Virginia opens its doors to you, regardless of income. Can't afford it? Now you can. Worried about debt? Not anymore. Don't feel welcome? Sure you will. Introducing Access UVA, an innovative financial aid program. If you've got the brains, but not the bucks, the door is open. Access UVA makes it happen.
Virginia, the highest-ranked team ever to play in this bowl game, coming in at number 18 on the season, leading Fresno State 21-7. And Virginia with terrific field position, starting off from the 40. And they have really won the field position battle in this game. Their average starting position, their own 40. Fresno back on the 18. And tremendous pressure up the gut by Jaden Shirley. And Shirley is starting today. We have not mentioned this yet for Danielle Booker. Booker did not make the trip because of an academic issue. But, boy, look at Shirley.
Did a nice job splitting a double team by Elton Brown. Elton Brown's got to stick his left hand in there and punch him in the throat, but Jason Shirley, give him credit. He was the aggressor there. He found a small gap, and there's not too many small gaps that he could fit through.
Shirley just a freshman. Booker had started 24 of the last 25 games, but got an incomplete in a class, and because he did not have a grade posted by this bowl game, he was ineligible to play. It's a WAC rule, which is actually tougher than the NCAA rule, and Snelling gets nothing on that catch.
If Fresno State has stepped up, they've had a short field Virginia in the last two opportunities, starting on the 50 from a bad punt and starting on the 40, but their defense has stepped up and nullified whatever Virginia's trying to do offensively, and here's another third down opportunity right before half to get off the field.
Two straight punts for this Virginia team after they just carved them up. They scored touchdowns on their first three possessions of the game. Alvin Pierman with a touchdown run. Michael McGrew caught a pass from Marcus Hagans, and then Hagans took one in from 8 yards out on his own. But as Mike mentioned, this Fresno defense has been coming up large and can do so again on a 3rd and 9.
Here's a guy here, Heath Miller. He got a line up, pop up the line of scrimmage.
Higgins has to run out of the pocket again, lofts it towards McGrew, and a terrific play by James Sanders. Sanders just stretching out to flick the ball away.
Well, James Sanders are everything for Fresno State in the secondary. Not only does he have sacks and interceptions, but he has good ball skills. The right hand comes in the last second, deflects it. But watch his left hand. His left hand gets on the back of the receiver. A very common thing for defensive backs. It's just one of those characteristic flaws you have. You're so conditioned to do it all the time, but you can't do it. We'll call it.
James Sanders has been terrific, as Mike mentioned. And that is 3 punts for Chris Gold, all 3 of them inside the 20. With 55 seconds left to go in this half. ESPN's bowl game doubleheader continues right after this one. Watch Dan Orlovsky and Connecticut against Bruce Gradkowski and the MAC champion Toledo Rockets. Motor City Bowl from Detroit, part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN tonight at 5:30 Eastern Time as we go down to Heather Cox.
Wendell Mathis, the running back for Fresno State, coming off 3 consecutive 100-yard games, but is now on the bench with a twisted right ankle. He has ice on that ankle. They'll evaluate it at the half. There are x-ray machines here. They won't use them, but we will not know whether or not he'll return for the second half until after halftime, Pam.
All right, Heather, it doesn't look good right now the way that's wrapped up. Mathis and Sumlin, the 1-2 punch. Now it's just Sumlin, and Sumlin takes it on his own and gets the first down. Up to around the 27-yard line before Jermaine Hardy corrals him for his 4th tackle of the day. 14 yards for Sumlin, who now has 69 yards on 13 carries. Like Mathis, Sumlin also is running a string of 3 straight 100-yard games.
You know, Pam, we talked about Virginia's interior linebackers. But Fresno State's offensive line got the best of those boys at that last draw play.
First down as the clock ticks towards 30 seconds. Sumlin again. And Fresno not in a great hurry now as he picks up 6. And the timeout is called by Fresno State. That is their first. So they have 2 timeouts left with 26 seconds left to go. And Pat Hill's team much more of a running team this season with Sumlin and Mathis.
You know, Pat Hill does a great job on the West Coast getting prized athletes to commit to Fresno State. You know, everyone talks about USC being the perennial power here in the West Coast, but I think Fresno State matches up personnel-wise equally with Virginia. You know, the output hasn't been that good in the scoreboard, but from a physical standpoint, Pam, I don't think they're outmatched at all.
2 very similar teams. Let's take a look at Fresno State's season. They started out in a terrific way as they won their first 3 games at Washington, at Kansas State, and then beat Portland State. And then came a slip-up, losing to Louisiana Tech, UTEP, and here at Boise, 33-16. But my goodness, 5 games since not only 5-0, but they have averaged 56 points a game. They put up 70 against Hawaii and 62 at San Jose State. Those wins were against SMU, Rice, Hawaii, Nevada, and San Jose State. Not a great schedule, but still 56 points in a scrimmage is good, much less in Division I.
That's a spanking. They put a spanking on those teams.
2nd and 4 for Fresno. Just 7 points so far in this game. Pinegar zips it and completes it for the first down into Virginia territory is Joe Fernandez. Had a drop earlier today, but that's a good catch and throw for 24 yards.
I tell you what, they get points here before the half, and they get the ball in the ensuing second half kickoff. It's going to be pivotal for Fresno State to get some positive points out of this drive.
That's right. As Pinegar kills the clock, they will get the ball first in the second half. Pinegar, a junior out of Woodland, California. And boy, you talk about the quarterback traditions here. David Carr, one of those guys who grew up around Fresno State football, always wanted to be a Bulldog and fulfilled his dream. And he's done some pretty good things so far in the NFL, obviously, with the Houston Texans. A nice young man to come out of this program.
First player picked a number of years ago, playing for the Texans, like you mentioned. They had 3 former quarterbacks from Fresno State starting NFL games yesterday, and he's doing a nice job.
Has been quarterback Pinegar catches his own pass as it is just Jermaine Dias came in, the true freshman from Hackensack, spiked it right back into his midsection.
You're going to see something, talk about reactionary by the quarterback Pinegar. The ball comes back and just knock it down, stop the clock, but you're reactionary as an athlete. The first thing you want to do is catch the ball so nobody else does. Just a reactionary play by the quarterback, and I guess if he had a second opportunity, he would have just batted it down.
So Dias with the big play as Fresno takes its second timeout, and with that catch, the ball now moved back to the 48-yard line. They lost 10 yards on that play. Now, if you're wondering about Brett Vicentainer and his range, his longest this year has been 45 yards. His career long, 47 yards. But in warm-ups, he was banging them, wasn't he, Vicentainer?
He certainly was, and I think right now the situation in the field, you're looking to get 10 yards, outcut to Fernandez or somebody, but you still have an opportunity. You won't be able to get the first down and stop the clock in 7 seconds, or actually 10 seconds now. They reset the clock.
Vicentainer in warm-ups, kicking in this direction, was hit booming him from about 60 yards. He was kicking him up into the bleachers. This would be 65 right now.
We're going to give one more opportunity to get in field goal range, or they might even take a shot for the end zone, but we'll have to wait and see. And Pinegar's doing a nice job just trying to get some positive out of this drive.
Remember, Kurt Smith hit a 75-yarder earlier on the kickoff. It would have been a 75-yard field goal had he made it. Virginia calls its first time out. Al Groh with that. That's an Al Groh look. He's got the signature sweatshirt on. Guy who came back to his alma mater and really has done a fantastic job and came in and said, you talked about the plan that he had, Mike, as far as getting this team to contend. A lot of people thought they had a great chance, including me, of winning the ACC this year. and faltered their 3 losses this season to Florida State, big, 36-3. They also lost to Miami by 10 and at Virginia Tech to close out the season.
For these last 2 games, Miami and Virginia Tech, this team could be, 10-1 very easily and contend for the ACC, but they're going to be 50% of their players are going to be back next year. So I think he has a plan. He preaches accountability and dependability and reliability, and I think that goes with that 4-year commitment by these student athletes to stay true to the program and get this program where it needs to be, atop of the ACC. And he's compiled a staff that believes in the system, that believes in Al Grove. And that's all you can ask for from a head coach, where he can bring everyone together for one common goal, and that's to win a championship.
And they are getting closer every year. Now 3rd and 20 for Fresno State. Pressure coming. Pinniger just gets it off in time, and it is complete to Adam Jennings. Boy, Fernandez was in the area. It's a good thing Fernandez didn't try to catch it. Fresno has to take a timeout because Jennings did not get out of bounds. But they pick up 16 yards, and Brett Bissentainer, who was hitting them from about 60 in warm-ups, is going to come out.
Virginia did bring pressure on that second down play, but Pinniger gets rocked a little bit. Made the completion. He had 2 receivers out there in the same vicinity, but Jennings did a nice job making a reception, and alertly one of the offensive guys called timeout to give him an opportunity to kick a field goal.
That was Joe Fernandez right there to call timeout. So this will be a 49-yard attempt by Brett Bissentainer. It would be a new career high. His old career high standing at 47. He is 9 of 13, 9 of 12 in his career from 40 to 49 yards, 9 of 13 overall this season in field goal kicking.
This is the best drive they've established since that first drive of the game, Pam. So they need some positive points because they will get the ball back to start the second half.
Jordan Christensen with the hold. Bissentainer's kick. Plenty of leg. And he knocks it home. Boy, Bissentainer, no problem whatsoever. A new career-long 49-yard field goal for Bissentainer. And Fresno ends the half on an up note.
Talk about positive points to end your drive right before half. Brings momentum into the locker room.
So a good recovery for this Fresno State team. Pat Hill umps it through. Bissentainer gets it at 21-10. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
And a huge lift with that field goal. Coach Hill, Virginia came out, scored 3 consecutive touchdowns. Since then, you forced 3 consecutive punts. What adjustments did you make defensively?
Well, we're just playing better. We had a really nice, I thought that PI call was bad, but that's part of the game. We've settled down. We've had poor field position. We've been on a long field. They've been on a short field. We get the ball first in the second half, and, we're right back in it at 21-10. We've really been a little bit outplayed here in the first half, but, we're in the game. We get the ball first in the second half, and we look forward to coming out and getting after this second half. This is a good football team we're playing.
Your running back, Wendell Mathis, on the bench with an ankle injury. If he can't play in that second half, how does it affect the way that you play the game?
Doesn't change it at all.
Thanks. Good luck to you.
And that's because he has Bryson Sumlin, his 1,000-yard rusher. So Bissentainer booming home a 49-yarder. Virginia leads 21-10 at the half. Time for the Crestor halftime report. Reese Davis with Mark May and Trev Alberts. Reese.
Sam, thank you very much. A little momentum for Fresno State going into the break. This is a team in their last 5 wins. They'd averaged 56 points per game. That Virginia defense, we're not in the whack anymore, but Fresno able to build on it. On the other side of the ball, Trev, James Sanders, who we saw save a touchdown for Fresno State, said if they could force Virginia Marcus Hagans to pass, they'd be in terrific shape.
Well, clearly that was the game plan coming into the game. It seemed like Fresno State was so concerned about the running game with Alvin Pierman that they wanted to make Marcus Hagans throw the football, and he did that fairly effectively in the first half there, threw for about 20 times and got Heath Miller as tight end involved. I think now in the second half they've opened things up a little bit, back to Alvin Perlman, maybe a little Wally Lundy, pound the football a little bit and wear down this Fresno State defense.
Well, I think what's been impressive is the Virginia defense. After that first drive by Fresno State, they've been able to stymie the Fresno State offense, and a lot of that has to do with their nose tackle. Andrew Hoffman's done a magnificent job. You don't see many 34 defenses across the land, but Virginia plays it, and they play it at a very high level. The reason why he's so successful, one, he can get penetrations in the backfield on double teams on passes, and two, on running plays, it takes 2 to block him. What he's able to do is take 2 offensive offensive linemen, occupy that space, and make it difficult for those linemen to get to the second level to get to those linebackers. That's why you see Brooks and those guys running around making big plays.
And that field goal at the end of the half gives us a little something to look forward to in the second half. And we continue on the Crestor halftime report. We got a double dip for today. You know what? You put a quarterback's throwing hand back together, a little duct tape, baling wire, couple of screws. I'm going to keep Bruce Gradkowski on the bench, see how he's getting ready for UConn.
Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
Now, when you buy 3 or more medium one-topping pizzas from Domino's, you get them for just $5 each. That means pepperoni guy, mushroom guy, and sausage guy can each get their own pizza for just $5. Hey, who invited I'll pay you tomorrow guy?
Domino's 555 deal is back. Buy 3 or more medium one-topping pizzas, and they're all just $5 each. Only from Domino's. Get the door. It's Domino's 555 deal.
What brought me into the Good Feet store was I was experiencing some very severe pain in my right foot. I was diagnosed with neuroma. I am basically pain-free now because of these inserts that I wear from the Good Feet store.
Must be tough being a big-time basketball player. Must be tough. Must be tough being a mega-hit singer. Must be tough. Designated driver.
Must be tough. This halftime report is presented by Crestor. Visit Crestor.com and ask your doctor if Crestor is right for you.
Brett Vincentainer knocking a field goal in from 49 yards out. Get Fresno State a little closer at the break. Hold on to get the ball to start the second half. Cavaliers so up 21-10 at the break. The MPC Computers Bowl. Glad to have you with us here on the Crestor halftime report. And guys, we're just getting started. It will be a double dip as we get started on Capital One Bowl Week. We're enjoying the game from Boise, and later on we will turn our attention to Detroit, in which should be another offensive shootout between Toledo and UConn in the Motor City Bowl. And out in Detroit, it will be Sean McDonough and Craig James who will call the action for us this afternoon, as we look forward to seeing Bruce Gradkowski and Dan Orlovsky, both of the high-powered passing offenses that we'll see at Ford Field this afternoon. Sean, Craig, you guys looking forward to a little bit of a shootout there?
Yeah, it should be an aerial show here tonight, Reese. These are two of the top 10 passing teams in the country. Toledo, number 7, and Connecticut, number 10. And as Reese just said, Craig, two of the very best quarterbacks in the country.
And they're a little bit different. They're unique in their own styles out there. Orlovsky is one of those traditional quarterbacks. You see him get in the pocket. He's got the big, tall body that can look over the defensive line. He throws the ball deep. He throws the ball short. He can run, but not like this guy here. You talk about Gradkowski. When he gets the football in his hands, big plays happen, whether he's throwing the ball down the field or whether he's running the football. I really expect that we're going to see some points in this game. This is a game that has the potential to see 35, 42 points each team.
Of course, the big question tonight is the health of Bruce Gradkowski. He injured his throwing hand, broke a bone in that hand in their last game, the MAC championship game, right here at Ford Field against Miami. Just started throwing a real football earlier this week, but the coaches tell us he'll be fine. After all, he played a half in that game against Miami with a broken hand.
He may try to bring that Nerf ball out here. Nerf ball makes no difference to this guy. He can throw it. He'll be ready to go. Last guy we had at Cincinnati, Gino Gaduli, he had a busted hand. He went out and had a heck of a game in cold weather. It'll be nice and warm inside here.
Well, Reese, as you know, Toledo no stranger to this bowl game. This is the third time they've been here at the Motor City Bowl, while Connecticut is playing in a bowl game for its first time ever. They're very excited about it, and we should have a record crowd for the Motor City Bowl of nearly 60,000 in-house at about 5:30 Eastern time for the kickoff.
Don, I know everybody in Detroit excited about that. You guys hang on just a second. I want to open up some issues with you guys as well. Guys, we see UConn in a bowl game for the first time just back in 1998. This was a 1AA program trying to make the jump to 1A. How close, with the fan support, with the new stadium they have now, with the job Randy Edsall's done, how close are they to becoming a marquee program in the Big East?
I think they're close. They're not there. But the guy's name who you mentioned, their coach, Randy Edsall, is the reason why they're going to get there. You remember, people don't remember because Randy Edsall and his agent don't run out every time there's an open job out there to say, by the way, my client's going to stay at Connecticut. Randy Edsall wants to be at the University of Connecticut. He's committed to that program. He's loyal to that program. And the kids understand it. Recruiting's been outstanding. And here's the deal. 33rd in the nation in total defense. That's what separates them. Very good on offense, but they're getting there, Reese. It's because of Randy Edsall, their head football coach.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Dan Orlowski. Let's not forget about him. He's had a tremendous career. Yeah, he's had a tremendous career, but I think the other key is when you look at this team, they've gone from basically nowhere to a big conference, the Big East, the BCS conference, and they're in a bowl game in their first season in the conference. I think that is a huge achievement for Randy Edsall and this program. But the other thing is they didn't come into the conference at the bottom of the conference. They came in right in the middle. They're in a bowl game already. They're not at the top of the conference. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with the Pitts, West Virginias, teams like that because, Louisville, because they've got great facilities. They've got great stadiums. They do have a nice facility, a nice stadium, but they're not on that par of those upper echelon teams in the conference thus far.
And you're talking program from a large perspective because obviously they beat Pittsburgh on the field this year. Craig, what is your impression of UConn's program right now?
Well, first of all, Mark, I think that they beat Pittsburgh this season, if I'm not crazy, and I think we announced that game, so...
Yeah, you're right, Craig. I told him that, Craig. I bailed him out. It's okay.
Under the bus. There you go.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, this loyalty deal you're on today, Trev, it's a hot issue for you, huh?
Yeah, it is, Craig. I have a little trouble. But you know what? Randy Edsall, guys, has done the right thing. He's committed to that program. That's the point. That's why I think UConn is in such a good position, guys.
Well, he did sign a contract extension through 2009, but I think the real test for him, Trev, will be if the Syracuse job comes open. He played there, coached there for 10 years, obviously has a great affection for Syracuse University. He'd be one guy to keep in mind if Paul Pasqualoni is let go.
Well, but you know what? I think he realizes there are a lot of things in his favor staying at Connecticut. The grass isn't always greener in the other pasture, and I'm kind of with you on this one, Trev. Loyalty is something that is lacking right now, and if you can get a guy to realize that he can stay there and make a lot of money, which he's making right now at Connecticut, versus the high pressure of a Syracuse. Syracuse is going to have pressure. That has baggage to it. It's a challenge and all that, but I'd be surprised if he takes the Syracuse job if it comes open to him.
All right, guys, we'll look forward to seeing you guys in Detroit in a little while. The one thing Sean mentioned, the contract thing, that was UConn's attempt at a preemptive strike against Syracuse's of the world. I don't know if you can really compete with the Floridas and the Ohio States and the Michigans if those jobs come calling. If you can try to issue a preemptive strike to keep him from moving.
You know how hard it is, though, too, when the school's basically known for basketball. I mean, it's so difficult for a football coach if that's a basketball school. That's why Randy Edsall's done such a great job, too. Plus, he got to sell to recruits. We're going to be in the Big East. That's a whole different deal, too. That helped recruiting a lot.
No question about that, and it has improved greatly. And we continue here on the Crest Store halftime report. Recruiting also an issue for the Fighting Irish. Charlie Wise not yet installed. We'll look ahead and see what kind of chance the Irish have against the Beavers, who've really turned their fortunes around since this heartbreaking moment in the early part of the season. Alvin Pierman and the Cavaliers of Virginia off to a good start against Fresno State. Cavs up by 11 at the break.
Katie was sure of her cholesterol plan. She took medication, she ate right and ran. Yet it wasn't enough to get bad cholesterol low. What's this? I'm still here in the land of no. Switch to Crestor, her doctor said. You're not to blame. All cholesterol drugs simply aren't the same. When Crestor performed in a head-to-head test, its lowering effect was clearly the best. Crestor's proven effective. That's well understood. Would you like to try it? Why, yes. Yes, I would.
Ask your doctor about Crestor. Crestor is not for everyone, including people with liver disease and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as it may be a sign of serious side effects.
Since Katie switched to Crestor, her cholesterol's much less. With Crestor and diet, it's the land of success. Get your free trial today, and you just might declare, I'm a Crestor success. Now you're getting somewhere.
halftime in Boise. The Who's on top of Fresno State 21-10. We're at the break of the MPC Computers Bowl on the blue turf in Boise. And don't forget, tomorrow night we'll turn our attention from the cold and frigid temperatures, although a beautiful day in Boise, down to the desert in the Insight Bowl. Notre Dame and Oregon State, and the Irish mark certainly in transition while they await the arrival of their new head coach, Charlie Weiss. Kent Baer is going to direct the Irish against Oregon State in this game, and at least he has a maturing quarterback on his side.
Yes, he does, but I think the problem for Brady Quinn, he learned a new offense under Ty Willingham 2 years ago, and now he's getting Charlie Weiss's offense, and it's going to be kind of like this. This is an offensive playbook. It's about that size. That's what he's going to have to learn to compete in Charlie Weiss's offense. But in this game for Notre Dame, I think when you look at Brady Quinn, here's a quarterback that's taken it to the next level. He's mature in this offense. He sees the entire football field, not just vertically, but also sideline to sideline, distributing the ball to his tight ends, wide receivers, running backs. I think that is what's key for Brady Quinn. He's had big games in this system, and he's learned to step up and be the leader of this program. But I think overall, guys, you have to look at it. Charlie Weiss, the new head coach, has to handcuff him to Brady Quinn because he is the future for Notre Dame right now. He's the leader of this entire program. He will be the face of this program the next 2 years, along with head coach Charlie Weiss, because he's the starting quarterback at Notre Dame.
You know, if that's the size of the offensive playbook, this must have been the size of the defensive playbook for Notre Dame this year. I mean, they're 114th in the nation in pass defense. And I think that's the story of this game, is that Derek Anderson's the starting quarterback at Oregon State playing against this defense. Now, Derek's had an up-and-down season, but the one guy who's been solid all year is Mike Haas at wide receiver, 1,200 yards receiving. That's the story for me. Can Notre Dame, historically all season long, they've gotten no pressure on the passer. Can they get pressure, and can Derek Anderson pass against that defense? And don't forget about Alex Cerna, 16 of 17 on field goals. He could be the story in this game as well.
After you talked about an up-and-down season, Alexis Cerna had a down-and-up season. Season opener against LSU, Cerna missed 3 extra points, in essence costing the Beavers an opportunity to go in and beat the defending national champions in their house. Cerna lost his job for a while, but then regained it, and since that horrific night in Baton Rouge that left him crestfallen and brokenhearted, Cerna stepped up and turned it around. In the face of adversity, he's missed 1 field goal since that night against LSU. This despite the fact that some of you guys referring to kicks that went wide to the right is going all Cerna on the kicks.
That was you.
I can't believe you did that, Trev.
It wasn't me.
Alexis Cerna has shown great
highlights does that. That happens to be restated.
No, I think you did that, didn't you? Cerna has been terrific and shown a great deal of fortitude turning it around. You'll see Alexis Cerna, you'll see Brady Quinn, Derek Henderson, all Capital One Bowl Week rolls on the Insight Bowl Tuesday night, 9:45 Eastern Time. Paul Penninger finding Adam Jennings here. Fresno State got in the house and got back in the game with a late first half field goal, second half not far away.
What's that?
Oh, it's a duvet cover.
A what?
A duvet cover. It's a decorative sham that also protects. Watch the game. The double quarter pounder with cheese. Pound one. Oh!
I'm loving it. It's a throw pillow.
How can a 50-year-old grandmother look this good? Simple. She strength trains with Bowflex.
My results are very real. I lost 17 pounds in the first 5 weeks on my Bowflex.
All it takes for great results is one simple workout done 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Own your very own Bowflex Extreme for no money down and payments of just $19 a month. If you want real results, you need a real Bowflex. Call us for a free DVD or video or visit us online today.
It's where academics count. It's where athletes count. It's where alumni count. Count it all up, and you'll have a crystal clear picture of what we believe, who we are, and what we do. Our purpose, our focus, our passion. We are the Western Athletic Conference, where actions count.
91. $91.
28.
Anyone want to trade?
Spending too much time at the deli?
the new double pastrami burger from Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve.
The Chevy Holiday Red Tag Sale. See a red tag on Silverado. Save a lot of grief. Silverado half-ton crew cab has more standard horsepower, torque, and overall interior room than four-door Dodge. And now you can get $4,000 total cash back with GMAC financing on an 05 Silverado half-ton crew cab. The Chevy Holiday Red Tag Sale. See red, save green. See your participating Chevy dealer now for great deals on select vehicles during the Holiday Red Tag Sale.
This halftime report is presented by Crestor. Visit Crestor.com and ask your doctor if Crestor is right for you.
It's become a staple in the postseason, the Bowl Challenge Cup presented by Cooper Tires. It is presented to the conference which has the best winning percentage and is a minimum of 3 entrants in bowl games in the postseason. So you see right now we're still waiting for the first performance from the Big 12. The ACC has gotten out of the gate quickly, and they have a lead in our game at the moment. Now, there's another conference that you really should keep an eye on, the Mountain West, after Wyoming able to win in Las Vegas against UCLA. Now Utah is a huge favorite in Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. New Mexico has Navy in the Emerald Bowl. If they do that, it's tough to beat that winning percentage of 1,000.
See, I just point this out. I could be wrong, but conferences like the MAC, you have the teams at the top of these lower-level conferences playing teams from the middle to bottom of conferences and BCS conferences. For instance, in Iowa State, who may have been getting beaten up physically all season long, then kind of stumbles into the bowl game. The point is this. Teams at the top of these lower-level games aren't as physically beat up as some of these teams from BCS conferences. That's why I think you'll see them have some success a la Wyoming beating a UCLA. That's sort of the point with me.
No, I think it's got to be the ACC because top to bottom, we started the season off thinking the ACC would be the strongest conference from top to bottom. The way they played thus far with Georgia winning their bowl game, and now the way Virginia looks very good in this bowl game. I think if you look at the rest of the bowl schedule, you've got Florida State that looked very impressive throughout the season. They play West Virginia. They're going against a couple of Big East teams that they're probably going to have a lot of success against.
Still much to go during Capital One Bowl Week, and the Bowl Challenge Cup presented by Cooper Tires will go to the winner. Some news and notes from around sports. The Alous have been reunited. Moises Alou, 38-year-old outfielder, going to San Francisco, where his father Felipe is the manager. Moises, a lifetime 300 hitter. Has hit 278 home runs in his career. And the Vikings exercise a $1 million option to retain Mike Tyson.
$1 million? You can get 4.5 Mike Tysons for one Nick Saban?
You can, I guess, if you want to figure out that exchange rate. Mike Tyson will be retained as head coach of the Vikings for $1 million next season. And there is a preliminary report on the autopsy into the death of Reggie White. It is most likely that White died of a condition that affected the ability of his lungs to hold a capacity of air, and that, they believe, triggered a cardiac arrhythmia. White died on Sunday morning at the age of 43. And as we said earlier, certainly our condolences and best wishes go out to his family during this time of loss. Second half in Boise just around the corner. Virginia with a 21-10 lead over Fresno State at the break. We'll see if the Bulldogs can keep the momentum in the third quarter.
When your wireless laptop has technology designed for great battery life, you can do the things you want to do. Make sure it has Intel Centrino mobile technology built in.
Your life, now with Instant Replay. Shared instantly. Video phones from Nokia.
Thanks for sharing.
Hey, Chubbs, first day? No. The answer's always no. You got that Quasimodo? Now, I'm a caller. Hi, can I redeem my credit card miles? No. That's right. Mix it up. Tic-tac, no. E-I-E-I, no. Marco.
Paul, no.
All right. Are we clear?
Yeah. No. Hey, shouldn't I just call Capital One?
Hey.
Yeah.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One no hassle rewards. There's no blackout dates on any airline anytime.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, I got a couple bucks. Bus pass.
Not you.
Welcome to ESPN's Capital One Bowl Week.
Well, welcome back to Boise, Idaho, where at halftime of the MPC Computers Bowl, Virginia leading Fresno State by the score of 21-10. This 8th annual tilt on the blue field of Boise. Pam Moore joined by Mike Tomczak. And boy, it looked like Virginia was just going to bowl over Fresno State. They scored on their first 3 possessions, but the Fresno D tightened up.
They certainly tightened up, and there was missed opportunities by Virginia. They had a short field to work with, and what happened was they need to get back to the physical game. They need to pound people, and they need to go ahead and get Pierman running the football game.
Speaking of Alvin Pierman, he is, well, what a terrific back he is. He has gone over 1,000 yards on the season. That's a 13-yard touchdown run. Heath Miller, the best tight end in the country.
Well, Heath Miller does a great job. He's got 5 receptions, and he's the guy that needs to pick it up in the second half, and Higgins needs to find him in coverage and throw the football to him. But Higgins is the guy that makes things work because they run the ball well, and they have a nice controlled passing game.
That was Higgins scoring on an 8-yard touchdown run. Higgins also 12 of 20 passing. What does Al Groh think about things? Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Coach, typically a run team, you had 20 pass plays, 20 rush plays in that first half. Will you strive for that same diversity in the second half?
Pretty similar. I want to get a little bit more physical nature back in the game, so we're going to try to pound this thing a little bit more, but we came to be wide open with it, use all the players that we have. Now we need our playmakers to step up and do a little more for us.
In the second quarter, you had great field position, not a lot of points. How will you increase red zone production in the second half?
Well, part of it is what I just said. We got to be a little bit more physical. We've let the game kind of slow down into a run-the-plays game. Now we got to turn it back into a game of toughness.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck to you.
There you go. As you mentioned, Mike, they do want to get more physical here in the second half. And you see the average field position. Al Groh, boy, they have really had the advantage on average starting from their 40, whereas Fresno's been backed up toward their 17 on average.
Well, he's talking about his playmakers. That's Pierman. Pierman and Miller are 2 guys that go ahead and make things happen for him. But, you know, physical play, they have the experience at the offensive line. Virginia does. But Fresno State has done a nice job matching strength for strength.
Look how deep the returners are. Adam Jennings and Clifton Smith. About 5 yards deep in the end zone. Oh, he's bringing it out. Adam Jennings is a daring guy. Four extra yards from where the cutback would have been. He's out to the 24. Jamal Jackson making the special teams tackle as Paul Pinniger comes out in the first half. Pinniger 11 of 17 for 88 yards and a touchdown.
We had a couple opportunities. There were at least one drop ball that I did see. Ferguson had a drop ball, but he missed somebody going to the post. He laid it up a little bit more air. It would have been a different ball game, but he hasn't struggled. He's impressed me a great deal.
Wendell Mathis is on the sidelines. He sprained his ankle in the second quarter. He saw him a little quick cut. We are told that he's going to try to play. We'll keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, Pinniger going up top, and that one goes right into the blue turf. Mark Wood, his tight end, the intended receiver. And there's Mathis. This is surprising because I'd say when he hurt that ankle, Mike, it didn't look good.
It didn't look good at all, Pam. And, you know, he really hasn't been at speed today. He really hasn't gotten to a flow of things, and he's been the guy the last 5 weeks. He and Sumlin have done a tremendous job running the football, but Sumlin's the guy, number 34.
2 carries for 7 yards for Mathis. You see, Sumlin well on his way to his 4th straight 100-yard rushing game for Fresno. Had 75 in the first half, and right now it's the Bryson Sumlin show with Mathis, at least for the time being, on the sideline. Play action. Pinniger fires it and completes it to Fernandez for the first down. Joe Fernandez, his leading receiver on the season. That's Joe's 3rd catch of the day, 12 yards and a first down.
Well, Joe Fernandez does a good job with his burst going down the field, but this offensive line is doing a tremendous job protecting the quarterback and allows him time to go down the field. That left tackle, Mankins, number 74, is doing a good job in that left perimeter. But Pinniger does a nice job finding an open receiver for a first down.
Joe Fernandez comes from pretty good stock. He's the son of former Raiders wide receiver Mervyn Fernandez, just a sophomore. And boy, Fresno looking to pass early in the second half, but instead, Brennan Schmidt, the defensive end, trips up Pinniger.
Well, Brendan Schmidt, he's that overachiever, the guy that has that fifth gear. Just the guy that, got his motor running all the time. Never say no kind of attitude. Just effort here. I mean, you get good pass protection at the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Something's going to break down, and lineman can't do it for more than 5 or 6 seconds because there's too many good defenders on the other side of the ball.
Schmidt, the defensive captain, he and DeBrickashaw Ferguson, the offensive lineman, the only players to start every game over the last 3 seasons for Virginia. As Pinniger up top, and that is incomplete as it goes off of the hands of Bryson Sumlin. Dangerous pass. There were a couple of Virginia defenders right there around Sumlin, including Kai Parham.
Well, Paul Pinniger have to hold that ball one more second, allow a receiver to come under control on that angle route. You see what happens when the ball is not accurately thrown. Missed opportunity for Virginia to get an interception there. And it's been an error-free football game. I don't think there's been a turnover at all in the first half, and very clean football game by both strong ball clubs.
Yep, no turnovers, no fumbles of any kind. And you see the third down efficiency, which has been spectacular in this 5-game winning streak, way down today against this stout Virginia defense. Pinniger up top, and as his intended receiver, Adam Jennings, stopped at the 45-yard line, and the ball sailed over his head.
Well, communication problem between the receiver and quarterback, and at that point, going down the field 20 yards, the receiver's got to make a decision. He sat it down a little bit late. The quarterback thought he was going to go vertically down the field. That brings up a 4th down for the punter, but Fresno State came out here and just let everything loose. Not one running play that whole sequence.
And in the first half, they ran the ball 17 times, threw it 18. And this punter, Mike Lingler, has been a little bit erratic today. It's been all or nothing, and that's more of a nothing. He either booms them or shanks them, and that was another shank. And Virginia, which continues to just kill and crush on this field position game, that's a 15-yard punt, and they're in Boise territory.
Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see.
Today's great companies are adapting to change, using highly scalable HP Blade System servers powered by reliable Intel Xeon processors.
It's that time of year again. Time for the Lexus December to Remember sales event, where you'll find the best values of the year on your favorite Lexus vehicles. See your Lexus dealer.
Assurance in rain means Goodyear's deeply carved aqua chutes propel water away from your tread. Assurance on ice means Goodyear's interlocking threads deliver gripping power. Assurance on dry pavement means Goodyear's reinforced shoulders give you confident maneuvering. The revolutionary new Goodyear Assurance with triple tread technology for assurance in any weather on the wings of Goodyear.
I wish we could play in there.
Well, what are you waiting for? Come on, let's play. Not bad. A couple rookies.
Hey, where you going?
Gotta go. See ya.
A tradition of excellence, then, now, and always.
Brett Vicentainer, the kicker, perhaps giving some encouraging words to the punter, Mike Lingua, who has shanked 3 of his 5 punts today. Vicentainer has knocked home a 49-yard field goal. That's a career high for him.
Well, Virginia started the game with a reverse. Here's an opportunity with short field to go with something big. They want to pound it like Al Groh said.
Flag is down. Kierman's going to bust it, but I think it's coming back for the penalty as Alvin Kierman gets it down to the 11-yard line, but I think it's going to be a hold against Virginia. And it is. The official emphatically threw that flag towards the offensive line. And Albro, man, you said he wanted to be physical, and they get this.
Number 75, 10-yard penalty, previous spot, still first down.
Zach Yarbrough. The center can't do that. You can, offensive lineman, you cannot have a holding call on a running play. It's going to cost you big. You know, this is a 60-yard penalty. Well, actually not 60, but he was down at 10-yard line, so a 50-yard penalty. But there's no reason for Zach to go ahead. He had his man beat. Just let him go. You got a good running back in the backfield. He can make people miss. That was Jason Shirley that Yarbrough, the senior, took down. So instead of having the ball first down from the 11, they're backed up to their own 44. Huge penalty. Hagen's back to pass, and he completes it to Fontel Mines. Mines picking up a little bit of that yardage, lost on the penalty. Richard Marshall making the stop for Fresno State. Well, Virginia just come back in the second half, and they went to 2 tight end offense, 1 back set. We're going to go ahead and try to reestablish the line of scrimmage, but you can't do it with a holding call. And going back to that last play, Pam, that's a 50-yard penalty. Even though it's 10 yards in the record books for holding, they had the ball down at the 11-yard line. And instead, they were knocked back to the 44, picked up a few yards, 9 yards on that last play, so 2nd and 11. I had a coach one time in the pros that said, I'm not going to embarrass anybody. Our first team meeting, a running back went 40 yards per touchdown, got a penalty, and the coach pointed him out. That cost us the game. The coach wasn't credible. He did go ahead and point somebody out, but those penalties do hurt ball clubs. More play action. Hagens, so nifty on his feet. Remember, he was a punt returner for his first 2 seasons at Virginia. Richard Marshall makes the stop at the 43-yard line of Fresno. Well, sitting down talking to Marcus Hagens and Alvin Pierman yesterday, we talked about when a defender's coming at you, you're not looking at that first guy, you look at the second guy because they have instinct abilities, something you can't teach. But look at him here. Juking left, juking right. And he's always looking for that next wave of defenders to try to elude and get some extra yards. That's a sign of a good running back or a good quarterback with great vision. Hagens in his first year as a starter. Matt Shaw moving on to the National Football League, one of the best quarterbacks in Virginia history. Heath Miller circled the tight end. He breaks free, but is covered up, so he has to go. Hagens does underneath to Pierman, and he is stopped about 2 yards short of the first down by Todd Garcia, Emmanuel Sanchez. You know, it's one thing when you got an All-American tight end lining up, but you got to put a helmet on him. I mean, you could do so many things in college football up until the ball's thrown. If you don't contact him initially at the line of scrimmage, push him around downfield, throw him off balance a little bit to break up that rhythm. Chris Gold, the true freshman, in for his 4th punt of the day. Adam Jennings let to go, and it slams into the orange paint in the end zone. So Fresno State gets the ball for the 2nd time in this half. They're trailing Virginia 21-10 in Boise.
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing M3 Power, the first battery-powered shaving system from Gillette. It has M3 Power Glide blades with a patented comfort coating for less irritation. Turn it on and micropulses raise the hair so the blades can shave closer. A battery-powered razor with our most advanced blades. Together they give you the world's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette.
And I don't even have that insurance.
What insurance, Santa?
The one that pays you cash if you're hurt and can't work.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Almost there.
Okay. Surprise.
Oh, honey. How did you get a bow that big?
It's that time of year again. Time for the Lexus December to Remember sales event, where you'll find the best values of the year on your favorite Lexus vehicles. See your Lexus dealer.
When I'm on the field, I want to perform at the top of my game. When I'm off the field, I want to do the same. That's why I use Red Zone deodorant. It's the longest lasting deodorant from Old Spice, and its scent lasts longer than the other guys, so you smell great all day. Try it. If you don't like it, Old Spice will buy you a stick of something else. Hey, I don't always win, but that doesn't stop me from trying. Red Zone deodorant from Old Spice.
ESPN's presentation of the 2004 MPC Computers Bowl. Brought to you by Labatt Blue. Break out the blue. The new M3 Power from Gillette. Feel the power of the world's best shave. And Aflac. Ask about it at work.
That is a statue of former Governor Steunenberg across from the State House in Boise. Boise, the state capital of the great state of Idaho. And Wendell Mathis is indeed back. Twisted his ankle in the second quarter, but is back for the first time. And he gets the football and keeps his feet going. Tony Franklin coming up to make his second tackle of the game.
And Mr. Mathis, number 22, did return to the lineup. We thought he wasn't going to be able to make it in the second half due to an ankle sprain, but pain threshold, tolerance, and he wants to be in this game. Not only do you put him on the field, but you get him the ball first opportunity to see if he still has it in him. That right ankle again. Already landed on it. Caused some pain inside that ankle, that right ankle.
Coming back. It's 131 yards from 1,000 yards coming into this game. And he's picking up a chunk of it. Wendell Mathis all the way down to the 20-yard line. Marcus Weeks finally had to catch up with him. Oh, wow, 57 yards on a bum ankle.
They run that power G play to the left side. They cave it in. While Mathis is getting secondary, if it wasn't for Marcus Weeks, a former running back last year for Virginia, went back in the secondary and walked him down. But great blocks in the point of attack, coming around the outside, the fullback and the left guard.
57-yard run by Mathis. That's a career long. His previous career long was only 35. Wendell Mathis able to get the ball that time, but boy, Mathis, what a terrific job for him.
Well, he made an impact. Not only am I ready to play, coach, but give me the football. I can go to distance. And it's interesting, Pam, Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator for Fresno State, the first series, there wasn't one run. They had 6 opportunities, not one run. Now they're running the football 3 times in a row.
71 yards on the day for Mathis, so he's 60 yards away from 1,000 on the season. Bryson Sumlin has checked in. Up, and the right guard jumped early. D'Artagnan Shack. That's the second time they've gotten for a false start today.
Again, you drive deep in their territory.
False start on the offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And having a conversation with those linemen over the years, Pam, you ask them what makes them jump. Well, how would you like to be 300 pounds and try to hold your stance a little bit? All of a sudden, someone makes just a slight sound, gets all that weight forward in your stance, and all of a sudden, you got to come out of it.
Yeah, it's inertia, right?
But if you're going to come off the ball, the false start, you might as well hit somebody. Give me a little jerk and just stop and say, he can't catch me.
Shack, an honorable mention, all whack pick this season. Second false start of the game. Pinniger going into the end zone for the touchdown. Pinniger connects with Jermaine Jamison, and Fresno is getting closer.
Nice recognition by the quarterback, Paul Pinniger. But a great job on the outside, Jermaine Jamison beating one-on coverage over Marcus Hamilton. But nice job by the quarterback seeing man-to-man coverage. They bring a blitz inside. And Marcus Hamilton just got beat over the top. You know, Al Groh was talking about being more physical on offense, and I think Fresno State, with a combination of 3 big runs, has reestablished that line of scrimmage.
Brett Visentainer now gets Fresno to within 4 points of Virginia, which once led this game 21-7, and that was just some terrific touch by Pinniger. And a great job by Jamison, who flat out beat Marcus Hamilton. Paul Pinniger with the touchdown pass, his second of the day. Fresno down by 4.
Side turn. And then the doctor said, I'm going to hook you with the bill.
No, he didn't. You made that up.
Yeah, he did.
I think I can hear my teeth.
The PGA Tour is back in prime time. VJ, Under, and a field of Tour champions. Live from paradise. The Mercedes Championships. Coverage begins Thursday, January 6th at 7 Eastern on ESPN.
Executech Communications, your Nextel preferred partner, is proud to bring you the newest technology in wireless phones. Customize your phone with ringtones, digital pictures, and accessories. Make your life easier with Telenav GPS service and video camera phones. Or get it done quick with Nextel's digital walkie-talkies. Executech Communications is the leader in service, repair, and diagnostics. Executech Communications, your direct connect to Nextel.
Didn't get everything you wanted this holiday? Come into Gottschalk's after Christmas sale and fill in those gaps on your wish list. Missy and men's sweaters are all 50 to 60% off. Outerwear, 50 to 70% off. All denim, 15% off. Plus, save 40 to 60% in our home department. And don't forget to shop early for even bigger savings with Sunday-only coupons. It's the after Christmas sale at Gottschalk's.
Jermaine Jamison, number 6, right there, catching his 3rd touchdown of the season. His 2nd catch of the day. And Fresno State, Paul Pinniger, well, they are just chipping away at this lead. And even though Virginia's had terrific field position all day, Fresno tightening up, and they're down by 4. Alvin Pierman gets a kickoff on the 1. And Pierman tripped up. Clifton Smith tripped him up. Let's go back to the touchdown, Mike.
You're going to see an inside blitz here, so you got man coverage on the outside. Once that happens, the quarterback recognizes man-to-man coverage and gives his receiver an opportunity to catch the ball, put it out in front, over the defender, and Jamison comes up with a big catch. But I'm going to go back to right before halftime. The 3 points they were able to get right before halftime, they're putting it 21-10. They score, now it's 21-17. And Fresno State just made a huge pop on that kickoff coverage. Momentum shifted to the Bulldogs right now.
And Brett Visentainer booming home a 49-yard field goal to end the first half. And now Fresno with the touchdown down 21-17. The Virginia offense has been stagnant since scoring on its first 3 drives. And Higgins holds on to it, and it's picked off. A flag comes down late, but Tyrone Culver has it. And another flag comes in. Boy, a dangerous throw by Higgins, and Culver got it, but we have to check the flag.
Might have had a lineman downfield because Higgins was running out of the pocket for so long, and they thought he might go ahead and take off. But momentum has shifted definitely for Fresno State. The pace is picked up.
Now Groh again told Heather Cox right at halftime that he wanted to be more physical in this half. And coming out with that passing play.
I know it can't be defensive holding. He's out of the pocket.
And Pat Hill.
Interference on the defense. Number 24 interfered with the receiver that was trying to get eligible for a pass. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
He laid on it when he was out of bounds. The receiver must have went out of bounds. But number 24, Richard Marshall, was called for that infraction. I mean, as Higgins breaks out here, breaking the perimeter, defenders just clamp on the receivers. But once the quarterback's out of the pocket, he called it back here in the 30-yard line.
Yep. Marshall did have some contact.
That slight little push.
Boy, that's 2 pass interference penalties against Fresno State that have been iffy at best. First one was a bad call. Let's take a look at it again. And Marshall.
It's not a smart play by Richard Marshall. I mean, the ball wasn't even going towards the receiver.
He was not throwing to him. He was out of the play anyway. Snelling, the fullback, picks up about 4 yards on first down. Marcus McCauley makes the tackle.
Ron French, the offensive coordinator and line coach for Virginia, goes back to the two-back set to reestablish the line of scrimmage. We had so many momentum swings here in the last minute. Fresno State thought they had an interception. Virginia's going back to that two running back offense, going to pound it. And Snelling's the guy that's been successful today with that little fullback plunge.
Ron Prince, second year as the offensive coordinator at Virginia, his fourth year overall on the staff. Now 2nd and 5 for UVA. And they are going back more to the run, but stacked up Wally Lundy. Todd Garcia, the linebacker, coming up with another stop. So a third down coming up now for Virginia.
One of our storylines going into the game, Pam, who's going to benefit more from a victory today, whether it be Fresno State or Virginia. We talked about Virginia's rise, trying to get to the ACC title and hopefully a national championship game, but Fresno State's come out here in the second half with an attitude and a chip on their shoulder. Not only do they want to represent the WAC well, but 6 games in a row for this ball club will be tremendous in the offseason for recruiting.
Now on 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Defense. Higgins running out of the pocket. Good stutter step, and he picks up the first down and a whole lot more. Higgins with just one man to beat gets the downfield block by Tom Santee, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. 46 yards for the quarterback.
Well, I know Fresno State's defense watched Higgins on film, as we did this week. He's just so elusive, Pam. When you get your pad level down, you can split a double-team tackle. You got tight end Tom Santee working downfield for the quarterback, but he's so elusive and just a valuable asset, something you really can't teach a quarterback as a pocket passer.
63 yards on the ground for Higgins. He is Virginia's leading rusher today, better even than Pierman and Lundy, 2 very good running backs. Lundy in the backfield now as play is halted.
Fresno State University, number 1.
The Bulldogs take their first timeout for Pat Hill. So Virginia gets that huge run from Marcus Higgins there within striking territory when we come back.
You want me to buy PCs from a company I've never heard of? And who are these guys? These, I know. Thought we were having a meeting.
MPC Computers is one of the top PC companies in the country. We're getting all the technology we want, and no one touches MPC's service and support.
They all say that at first.
Just a moment.
Who is it?
It's technical support at MPC Computers. They're on the line.
That fast. Who are these guys?
It's that time of year again. Time for the Lexus December to Remember sales event, where you'll find the best values of the year on your favorite Lexus vehicles. See your Lexus dealer.
I was cooking dinner and I fell asleep. I collapsed. I couldn't call for help. But ADT did. They saved my life.
An ADT monitored fire detector actually signals ADT, so we can call for help. Call now and save over $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. And save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. ADT. Always there.
Fresno State team trailing Virginia 21-17 here in the third quarter. ESPN's bowl game doubleheader continues right after this game. Dan Orlovsky leads Connecticut in its first ever bowl game against Bruce Gradkowski and the MAC champion Toledo Rockets. The Motor City Bowl from Detroit, part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN right here at 5:30 Eastern Time. For more information, log on to ESPN.com, your bowl information headquarters. First and 10 for the Cavaliers. Lundy gets the carry and picks up a couple of yards. Dwayne Andrews, a middle backer, making his 5th tackle of the day.
Yeah, you might see Lundy for a while, Pam. Alvin Pierman, he got rocked a little bit. Not only did he get rocked in the ensuing kickoff after Fresno scored, but that non-interception, he took a pretty good blow to the head. and he's being attended to in the sideline. This guy's a warrior. If he's somewhat healthy, he'll be back in the field. Just a consummate worker in the weight room, the classroom. Just an all-American kind of kid.
Senior playing his final collegiate game. Graduated earlier this year. Did it in only 7 semesters. So Lundy on the option pass going for McGrew in the end zone, and Lundy got popped. So both of their running backs have taken a couple of hard licks in the last few plays.
Well, that's Richard Marshall coming off the corner. He sees run. He's going to force a play right away. You get right under their chin strap. That'll rock you a little bit, but when your head hits that blue turf, it'll rock you even more.
So you have one running back who's hurt. Are you taking somewhat of a chance there of exposing Lundy, who is your only other healthy running back?
Well, you should have blocked that a little bit better. When the receiver released it, tight end let his man go. He got into the backfield. But the pace is picked up for Fresno State. They're matching Virginia with a punch in the mouth.
Another timeout taken, this time by the Cavaliers. 6 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Al Groh and the Cavaliers trying to figure out a way to score again on Fresno.
Stuart Scott and the gang recap the NFL weekend and get you ready for Monday Night Football on Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
That's total nibble.
When my hunger's big, there's nothing like a double QPC.
I'm loving it.
Thank you. Gracias.
Where is he?
Outside.
What, you thought we wouldn't find out? It's your life. You made your choice. I just thought we raised you better than that.
Buying tires is a big decision. Next time, get everything you want. Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing.
Welcome back to Boise, Idaho. This is a shot at the Julia Davis Park. Big Mike is the name of this, not Big Mike Tomzak, but Big Mike the Train, donated by the Union Pacific Railroad, and now sits in the park. That's a lot bigger than you. And you don't have a fence around you. At least not a physical one.
I wasn't a steam engine, I know that. I was a caboose.
You see, Virginia, the first 3 possessions were golden, then they struggled, but this drive, 5 plays, 62 yards, and remember, the interception that was negated by a pass interference penalty was on the first play of this drive. Hagan's trying to make something happen, going for Lundy, and that falls incomplete.
That last graphic told a story. The last 4 possessions, Fresno State has held them under 50 yards. And keep in mind, it's been a short field up until its last drive. So the head coach was talking about reestablish the line of scrimmage and capitalize on mistakes by Fresno State. Fresno State did a great job on 3rd down getting off the field.
Connor Hughes in to attempt his first field goal of the day. It is a 33-yarder. The season high is 50. And a flag is down as that ball literally flies over the bleachers and onto the track that surrounds the field at Bronco Stadium. Fresno State, one of the teams proficient in blocking kicks. Pac-10 officiating crew sorting things out.
Oh, is that what it was? A vaulting penalty or something.
The original flag on the field was for a leaping penalty on number 1 on the defense. However, number 1 also hit his teammate as well as the Virginia player at the same time. Therefore, by rule, there is no foul. Disregard the flag. Field goal is good.
And that's that leaping penalty where you can't get a running start and then land on another player. But, boy, Hughes has pounded that one home. And Virginia extends its lead back to a touchdown at 24-17.
Well, Pat Hill talked about it, getting those points right before halftime. Even though there were 3 points, Pam, it still keeps you in the ballgame, something positive, builds momentum in that touchdown to make it 21-17. But they did a nice job. The last 4 series that Virginia's had the football, that graphic that we saw, haven't been able to do anything.
Higgins with a big 46-yard run on this last drive. And, again, the first play of that drive was an interception that was taken away because of a pass interference penalty away from the play. So the Fresno State fans heartened because they are now only down by 7 points. Some Cavalier fans dressed in their blue and orange making the trip from Charlottesville, Virginia.
What are the nicknames do they have? The Wahoos?
They're the Wahoos. Yes, they are officially the Virginia Cavaliers. They're the Who's.
My first introduction to Virginia Cavaliers was when I first saw Ralph Sampson run onto the court for a basketball game.
Yep.
Talk about a tall drink of water, 7'4".
Those great teams when Terry Holland was the head coach back in Virginia. Some great players that went through there, guys like Jeff Lamp, of course, Ralph Sampson. ACC basketball. Nothing like it, Michael. Still. And Virginia with this football team under Algro, who played both football and lacrosse at Virginia. And Fresno gets the ball back. Oh, boy. Clifton Smith thought about it, but I think Adam Jennings was going to tackle him if he went any farther because he was about 7 yards deep in the end zone as Kirk Smith continues to boom the kickoffs. Now, the interception that was called back has cost Virginia the services of Alvin Pierman. We go back to that play, and he just got popped.
He got hit right in the midsection. It could be, you don't want to speculate, either a hyperextended knee or thigh bruise, but talk about a tough hombre. He's 21. Charlotte, North Carolina, playing in his final game. He's going to be versatile, Pam. They're going to miss him if he can't come back.
Yeah, big time. He's their punt returner, can catch the ball out of the backfield as well as throw. Mathis gets the carry. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Alvin Pierman, as you see him walking into the locker room, he has a right knee sprain. The training staff is working on fitting him with a knee brace. Now, don't forget, he did suffer a torn ACL in that 2002 season against Penn State, missed the last 4 games and made an incredible recovery, got ready for that 2003 season. It's a knee injury that he doesn't care to discuss. We talked about it yesterday, and he said it's in the past. He's certainly hoping that he can return for action in the second half.
In the 2002 season, Heather, he played with a broken hand, so he is a tough guy. Mathis, who has come back from an ankle sprain, suffered in the first half, gets that carry and picks up 2 for Fresno as Pierman goes into the dressing room.
Very dejected. I mean, talk about a guy that wants to be on the field. If he can play defense, I'm sure Coach Groh would love to have him on the defensive side of the ball, but they need to make more players like him, both on and off the field. Doesn't look like he's going to make a quick return.
First team All-ACC, went over 1,000 yards for the season in this game. Led the conference in all-purpose yards. He had 223 yards, a career high against Duke this season. Great player. Now 3rd and 3 for the Fresno State offense.
There's Ahmad Brooks up top. Let's see what kind of rush he's going to bring. But the matchup is down here between the left tackle and Blackstock.
Vinegar zips it. And it should be a first down. It is to Adam Jennings, wide receiver who caught a touchdown pass on Fresno's very first drive of the game. That's Adam's 4th catch today.
Yeah, you got a tremendous left tackle. Let's go back to that last pass protection. You young kids, watch this left tackle right here. Big Logan Mankins takes Blackstock, teaches him a lesson, just nullifies him. You get those paws on him. That's just one example. He's been doing it all day. He has over 800 and some snaps, Pam, without a sack, and he missed all of 2003 with the ACL injury.
Yeah, the thing about Mankins, this is a guy who was barely recruited and was a walk-on at Fresno State, and now Pat Hill says he's the best offensive lineman he's ever coached. Mathis picks up a couple on first down, maybe 3 or 4. There is Mankins, and he is a senior, and boy, the NFL scouts are drooling over him.
It's explosion. Look at his leverage. 6'4", 6'5". He gets his pads down low. He's got nice bend in his knees. And Blackstock, Darrell Blackstock, number 1, has not one tackle today. He hasn't even showed up on the radar screen. And I'm sure Logan Mankins would like to keep it that way.
And in case you're just joining us as a flag comes down, Darrell Blackstock wearing jersey number 1, putting aside number 56, he says, for the rest of his career, which...
Ball start on the offense, number 74 and 77. 5-yard penalty, still second out.
So they get Mankins and Ryan Wendell simultaneously, the left side of the line jumping. But again, Blackstock wearing number 1 because says he doesn't want to be, he wants to be number 1. 56 was Lawrence Taylor. I'm number 1.
Well, he's just trying to register number 1 in his jersey with a tackle.
He'd be number 0 right now for what he has done statistically, at least.
That's why this matchup right here, left tackle, right outside linebacker.
2nd and 10 for Fresno, down by a touchdown. Barham was picked up on the blitz, but caught from behind. Chris Johnson, the true freshman from Ivy, Virginia, with the big hit as Pinniger's pass falls incomplete.
And that's one thing about this Virginia defense. If one guy can't do it on his own like Blackstock, you got guys in the interior defensive line. Parham does a nice job getting penetration. Dennis Haley, 45s around the quarterback. But Pinniger, he took a shot there. Go ahead and give me some love. Slap it again.
Chris Johnson taking over. We haven't talked about Chris Canty. He went out earlier in this season with a knee, effectively ending his career. Canty, another guy who is hopeful to get drafted in the National Football League. But Canty was a big loss in all ACC linemen. And Johnson filling in nicely as a true freshman. Pinniger over the top and completes it to Joe Fernandez. Fernandez in front of Marcus Hamilton gets first down.
You know, Pinniger did a nice job, patience in the pocket, but they're going to bring some heat here. They're going to bring everyone. They're going to bring 8 guys and play coverage behind it, but poise in the pocket is the key. You know the blitz is coming. Be patient. You got inside leverage as a receiver, wide open middle of the field. Nice job by everyone in the blitz protection pickup. And if a team gets to you blitzing you, they're going to keep on doing it until you stop it. I'm sure Al Gold might call up the blitz for a while.
The 4th catch of the day for Joe Fernandez, an honorable mention all-WAC player and an academic all-WAC performer in the classroom. Mathis tests the left side of the offensive line and picks up about 3 on first down. Hardy and Hamilton making the stop for Virginia. Both of these teams are very proficient running the football.
You know, Fresno State's got this game back into a position where they can manage it. You know, 1 touchdown ties the game up, but they feel they're in control. They stopped them, allowed Virginia that field goal opportunity. They made it, but they responded extremely well in the second half with an attitude and a chip on their shoulder.
162 yards on the ground for a Fresno State offense. It averages 228 on the ground per game. Pinniger back to Mathis. And Wendell Mathis continues to run strong and hard, picks up another 4 or 5 yards. Kwaku Robinson makes this stop, the junior from Brooklyn, New York.
You know, what happens latter part of the season, you know, a lot of scouts are getting some visual game experience. There's a lot of pro scouts here, and Mankins putting on a show. He's one of the finer left tackles, Pam, that we've had this year. Just has good balance. And when you get a guy that big, the main thing is being on balance, keeping your head up, because your body goes where your head goes, and a lot of linemen, the first mistake they make is they put their head down and they go straight to the ground along with your body.
Mankins at 6'4", 320, 3rd and 2. Sumlin is the tailback. Boy, Pinniger ran into his fullback, Vircher, but still they're able to get the clean handoff to Sumlin. So some contact in the backfield, and it's a first down run for Sumlin.
They talk about it being a 60-minute game, but you know, we're approaching the end of the 3rd quarter, and I think Fresno State has reestablished themselves as a team that's going to come out and play the full 60 minutes.
Fresno State has converted 3 straight 3rd downs on this drive. They've gone 35 yards in 9 plays. Almost 5 minutes of clock has been chewed up. We are inside a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter. This is the 8th annual MPC Computers Bowl. Pinniger going up top. Jamison already has 1 touchdown, and that is intercepted but out of bounds. Caught out of bounds by Tony Franklin.
I don't know, Pam. That was very close, and the official got turned around. He wasn't able to see the end of that play, but Tony Franklin, talk about making an adjustment on a football. He turns into a receiver at the end and gets his hips turned around. I'll tell you what, when the official was out of position, he turned his back, and when he finally got back in balance, he wasn't able to get his eyes back down to the feet.
Looked like he did get a foot in. Tony Franklin, you see the sophomore from Cleveland.
That's good ball skills right there, Pam. You just take off, you know where your receiver is, and go ahead and get the football. You have every right to it. But here's Mr. Brooks. We haven't seen him in a while.
Brooks, number 34, one of the best linebackers in the country, only a sophomore. Pinniger, oh, that was close coverage. Yep, they do get the interference call as Sumlin over the back was Dennis Haley.
Well, Dennis Haley was just out of position there, and might have been better served just to allow him to make the catch and tackle him.
They get him with a hold. With Fresno continuing to battle back.
Being thrown, holding on the defense. 10-yard penalty, previous spot, automatic for down.
Yeah, we're so conditioned to hearing a number now, Pam. We're waiting for a number to identify that penalty.
Well, it looked like Parham might have been wrapped up with somebody away from the ball. Of course, Pinniger wanted the interference call. He didn't get that, but he did get a hold.
Good eyes, Pam. That tight end was going vertically, and Parham did grab him.
So the holding call makes it 1st and 10, now the 11th play of this time. Virginia over its season average for penalties, usually a very disciplined team under Al Groh, as Mathis picks up 5 on first down. Franklin making the stop.
And this is exactly what Fresno State wants to do. Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator, likes balance in his offense. Al Groh's talking about reestablishing the line of scrimmage, being more physical. Well, Fresno State has the same mindset coming out here in the third quarter.
As the third quarter is winding down to a close, Fresno at one point trailed 21-7 in this game, but they're going to start the fourth quarter only down a touchdown as we get a look at Frank Signetti. There are many guys with NFL experience around this Fresno staff. Pat Hill has his team in good shape as we head to the fourth quarter of the MPC Computers Bowl in Boise.
The Inside Bowl, Tuesday at 9:45 on ESPN.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough.
I'm full!
Fullness from a value menu.
This is my dad. He's full.
The Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. With filling items like half-pound burritos and big double tacos. Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
What are you supposed to be? I'm full.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Get full on value. Think outside the bun.
It's game time! It's game time! Move out!
The first ever G6. The next official performance machine of the NCAA. How can a 50-year-old grandmother look this good? Simple. She strength trains with Bowflex.
My results are very real. I lost 17 pounds in the first 5 weeks on my Bowflex.
All it takes for great results is one simple workout done 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Own your very own Bowflex Extreme for no money down and payments of just $19 a month. If you want real results, you need a real Bowflex. Call us for a free DVD or video or visit us online today.
ESPN's Capital One Bowl Week, an American holiday tradition.
Welcome back to Boise. We're getting ready to play the fourth quarter of a very entertaining game, as we expected. Virginia and Fresno playing it close at 24-17. And boy, Fresno, again, down 21-7 at one point. They have now had the ball for 4 minutes more overall than Virginia, and they've already gone 50 yards in 11 plays on this drive.
Brooks is the guy that has to step up on defense.
Hand off to Mathis, and he picks up a couple. Weeks making the stop. So they got a third and about 3 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Pam, you kind of get the sense that Fresno State is extremely comfortable right now with where they're at, going into the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win the football game. And Pat Hill's preached that we win a lot of games in the fourth quarter, and it didn't have to happen that way for 5 weeks for them. They beat teams in the first quarter, blowing them out. But this is a game they have to win in the fourth quarter.
5-game winning streak. Fresno averaged 56 points a game. Averaged 56 points a game, just 17 so far. Mathis on third down is stopped short. So what do you do now if you're Pat Hill? You need a touchdown to tie it.
Well, you're in control of the line of scrimmage. I know Virginia defensively is very stout. But you're going to see a play-action pass here. They've been running the football. And if they are going to throw the football, it'd be Joe Fernandez. 84's been the go-to guy all day.
They are going for it. Mathis goes out. Sumlin, who's a little bit bigger, more physical back, comes in.
Quick snap.
And they give it to the big guy, Sumlin, and he is able to step over some bodies to pick up the first down. So Fresno State, now 7 for 8 on the season and 4th downs, gets a huge one here.
I tell you, they got a lot of confidence on number 77, Ryan Wendell, a true freshman. But good coaching, good philosophy. Get up there, set hut. And the first down, you come off the line of scrimmage. And the great advantage you have offensively is you know the snap count. The defense has got to hold their water, but nice job of coaching and executing by Fresno State.
Good lead block there by the fullback, Rashawn Vircher, as well. Mathis is back in as the tailback. Play action. Going for the big play to Mark Wood. And he is in. Fresno has scored on a 22-yard pass play.
I think it's the second TD, Pam. Mark Wood had one earlier, but they lull you to sleep, Fresno does. They're in control. I'm sorry, it was their first touchdown reception by Mark Wood, but they lull you to sleep with the running game. Vinegar sees his free safety, comes off the free safety. No one covers him going vertically down the field. Well-executed drive by the Bulldogs.
That is Wood's second touchdown catch of the season and the first today. And Fresno has battled back from 14 points down. Brett Vicentano to tie it.
We saw a shot of Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator. Does a nice job. Calling the plays up top, and the players in the field execute them very well.
Flag comes down late after the extra point is made by Vicentano. And the Fresno fans are fired up. And a personal foul called against Virginia. Maybe some frustration now for the Cavaliers.
After the field goal, personal foul on the defense, number 98. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
They get Kwaku Robinson for the penalty. And Fresno has tied up the MPC Computers Bowl. Mark Wood, the senior from Upland, California, gets Pinniger's touchdown. Pinniger's thrown 3 today.
All season long, college football fans have been voting in the Pontiac game-changing performance of the week. Trying to figure out which 6 of those winning plays will move to the finals is not an easy task. With a $100,000 general scholarship fund contribution on the line, the stakes are high. So go to ESPN.com/Pontiac and cast your vote for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year. The winning school will be announced during the FedEx Orange Bowl. So enjoy the bowl games, keep voting, and again, congratulations to all 6 of the final schools.
Let's talk about better. When someone says something's better, it's usually just their opinion. So if you suffer from acid reflux disease, frequent heartburn, and I told you prescription Nexium heals acid-related damage in the esophagus better, you'd want proof. And now, your doctor has that proof.
Recent medical studies prove Nexium heals that damage better than the other leading prescription medicine. No wonder they call Nexium the healing purple pill.
This is big news. So call your doctor today and ask if Nexium is right for you. Because if left untreated, the damage could get worse. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Hey, with Nexium, you don't just feel better, you are better. And better is better. For a free trial offer for Nexium, visit us at purplepill.com or call 1-800-4NEXIUM.
For good health, I like to stay in shape.
And speaking of shapes, check out the shape of our Craftmatic adjustable bed. If you're concerned about the shape you're in, call toll-free and get this free Craftmatic catalog by mail.
You'll also receive this special $200 off rebate certificate, good for $200 off the Craftmatic Model 1 bed of your choice. To receive everything free,
call toll-free. There's absolutely no obligation.
Call toll-free 1-800-544-1000.
Mark Wood with the touchdown catch, a 22-yarder from Paul Pinniger. Pinniger's third of the game. What a beautiful drive. 80 yards, 15 plays, ate up 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And with the personal foul penalty, well, that was almost kicked to California by Vincent Tainer as we headed down to Heather Collins.
Sam, Fresno State runs about 64% of the time, prompting offensive coordinator Frank Signetti to tell me, hey, it may look vanilla, but there's not another college quarterback who's asked to do what Paul does because of the changes we make at the line of scrimmage. He then said there are things Paul is asked to do that we could have never asked quarterbacks to do at Kansas City and New Orleans, both NFL franchises that Signetti has coached. And Mike, you've got to wonder, would you agree that they ask more of Pinniger than most college quarterbacks and maybe even some NFL quarterbacks?
I think so, because Frank Signetti is meticulous, and he wants these quarterbacks to play perfect games all the time, but there's not too many quarterbacks that can play a perfect game that I know of.
A lot of checkdowns with Pinniger. That's no play. Virginia first and 10 from the 20. And remember, Virginia playing without Alvin Pierman.
Timeout. Timeout. Fresno State University, number 2.
So Fresno State down to only one timeout left to go with most of the fourth quarter yet to go. Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator for Fresno, worked like he drew it up.
If I wear black, even a little dandruff shows.
And my old dandruff shampoo just wasn't doing enough.
So I switched. Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch.
With aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp.
Never wear black without the blue.
Selsun Blue.
First ever G6.
Let's talk about better. When someone says something's better, it's usually just their opinion. So if you suffer from acid reflux disease, frequent heartburn, and I told you prescription Nexium heals acid-related damage in the esophagus better, you'd want proof. And now, your doctor has that proof. Recent medical studies prove Nexium healed that damage better than the other leading prescription medicine. No wonder they call Nexium the healing purple pill. This is big news, so call your doctor today and ask if Nexium is right for you. Because if left untreated, the damage could get worse. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Hey, with Nexium, you don't just feel better, you are better. And better is better. For a free trial offer for Nexium, visit us at purplepill.com or call 1-800-4NEXIUM.
I never wore black. My old dangerous shampoo always left flakes. So I switched to Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch, with aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Never wear black without the blue. Selsun Blue.
ESPN's presentation of the 2004 MPC Computers Bowl. Brought to you by MPC Computers, one of the top PC companies in the U.S. And in part by Pontiac and the first ever G6, official performance machine of the NCAA. And ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
It's one of the historical buildings here in Boise, the Boise Train Depot, no longer used. This beautiful city in Idaho. Wally Lundy getting the carry, picks up a couple of yards.
You know, Pam, we have an advantage. I've been watching this all game. You know, at first there was an offensive lineman, number 67 holding it up, then 76, then 78 holding it. I have no idea why an offensive lineman is holding a flag.
That's why we have Heather Cox on the sidelines. Heather?
Definitely a reward handed by Al Grove. Before each game, he names a few players to lead the team out with that Virginia flag, and then they, of course, have the honor of holding it throughout the game. Right now, it's guard Marshall Asbury, and you got to wonder if that right bicep's a little sore by now. It's been a long game.
Yeah, that's the toughest part of the game for those guys. That's a 2-yard carry for Snelling, the fullback, and this Fresno State defense, man, they're getting the crowd involved.
Every college has tradition, and that's all part of tradition. Al Grove trying to give his ball club, and you work hard in practice, you get a chance to carry the flag with the flag bearer. And it's always a big guy, a lineman.
The guys who don't play, usually. Because it would tire you out, but it is an honor. Now, 3rd and 5, boy, this is a huge 3rd and 5, and what has shaped up to be a terrific football game between Fresno and Virginia. And listen to the Fresno fans, many of them locals in Boise who are WAC fans. Hagan sees an opening and he'll get the first down easily. Marcus Hagans has had a couple of huge runs today, and that one is good for 21 yards and a big first down.
He's been a difference maker because Pierman's out of the game, 21. I think that was a design quarterback draw. They sent 3 receivers out, and the backs just stayed in the backfield. But either he has great vision, Marcus Hagans, but he's been the difference maker, Pan. That's probably his 4th big run he's had this afternoon.
Remember, he had that 46-yarder earlier. That's 5 rushes now for 84 yards and a touchdown. He is the leading rusher today.
And we talked about it in the open. In order for this team to have success, the quarterback has to get some yards going down the field running.
3 tight ends in for Virginia helping block, but Wally Lundy going to lose a half a yard or so. Jason Shirley and Dwayne Andrews making the stop for the Bulldogs. Fresno State and Virginia meeting for the first time in their football histories. A WAC team and an ACC team going at it in the 8th annual MPC Computers Bowl, and we have had a terrific football game. Virginia scored touchdowns on its first 3 possessions, and since then, the Fresno defense has stiffened up. The Fresno offense has gotten itself in gear, and we have a tie game with 11 minutes left to go in the game.
Who's it mean more to, Pam, at this stage? You know, the victory. Fresno State, Virginia, we talked about it in the open. Still got some more storylines yet to be built.
Virginia trying to win 9 games for the second time in 3 years, and Hagans this time cannot escape the grasp of Garrett McIntyre.
Well, that's the first time we called Garrett's name today. He had 1 quarterback pressure, but Garrett McIntyre, the junior, just extra effort. Coming off the left side, a quarterback draw all the way. You got to do a better job at left guard making contact with the defender if you're going to have a quarterback draw. They emptied the backfield with motion. There was a quarterback draw all the way for Hagans.
And McIntyre, another one of these guys, a former walk-on, barely recruited out of high school. He was a linebacker in high school and has grown up to be a 6'3", 250-pound defensive tackle, only a junior in South Lake Tahoe, California. Hagans being pursued. And boy, was that whistle early. That whistle blew when Hagans was still about 4 or 5 yards inbounds. What the heck was that?
That was an inadvertent whistle. I mean, Hagans still had some jets in him, and he's been elusive enough to get out of tackles. But 47 from the backside, Claude Sanders. You know what? I don't mind that whistle when you're a quarterback because you're trying to slow everyone up and protect the quarterback, but he was getting close to the sideline. It's an opportunity where he could have gotten hurt if everyone...
You can't blow the whistle when the guy's still in bounds, though, Mike, you quarterback apologist.
I'm trying to protect him from the booth up here.
Please set the clock at 10:08.
Jay Strickerts from the Pac-10.
There was a flag and a flag.
Okay.
I don't know. No, it wasn't a flag. They picked it up. He ran out of bounds because he was out of the pocket.
You still can't blow a whistle when the guy's still in bounds, man.
Not to protect the quarterback. You can't. Why not?
Oh, my.
He's the only offensive weapon they have. He might as well protect him.
Spoken like a quarterback. Now 3rd and 13 for Virginia. Hagan stepping up in the pocket, firing it, and Virginia says catch, and so do the officials. Wow, the Fresno guys thinking Bud Davis trapped it. He went down low to get it.
Well, the middle of the field's open because you have men coverage. Bud Davis goes down, catches off his thigh pad. That's a good catch, but if you're Fresno State coaches, you might as well lobby for the incompletion. But you're not going to change the officials' minds. They're too up to date with what's going on in the field.
And Bud Davis, the true freshman, that's his first catch ever in college, and that was a spectacular one. And how about a spectacular defensive play by Manuel Sanchez, who drops Lundy for a loss.
Well, these linebackers didn't do much in the first half as far as tackles. Tyrone Culver and James Sanders get the bulk of the tackles, but these linebackers in the second half, they're the ones that are meeting the running backs on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And 2 plays ago, it's a catch, no catch, but it comes off his left knee. Nice job getting your hands underneath by a true freshman.
That's a spectacular catch. Bud Davis, his first catch as a collegian, went to Eleanor Roosevelt High School, and it's from Bowie, Maryland, in Prince George's County. So he went about 100 miles or so south to go to Charlottesville to go to school. Wally Lundy getting the carry. In case you're just joining us and want to know where Alvin Pierman is, Lundy makes the catch for 4 yards. Alvin Pierman hurt his knee earlier in this half and has not played. So Lundy, who started the first few games of the season before giving way to the more versatile Pierman, he is the workhorse now.
And he's yet to really get out in space or into the secondary next level. It's been quarterback. Number 18, Marcus Hagan, has been doing it with his feet. But Fresno State, 3rd down opportunities. Trying to put the nail on this one.
Third down of this drive. We have not heard from Heath Miller in a while, the All-ACC All-American tight end. Oh, Hagan's almost tripped as he was dropping back, and now Hagan's floats it and completes it. They have converted 3 third downs on this drive. Hagan's floating it into Michael McGrew for another first down.
Well, 2 things happened there, Pam. Right before the ball was snapped, Zach Yarbrough got drilled by the nose tackle for Fresno State, Garrett McIntyre. But Hagan just stays alive. And when you float this pass, so many bad things can happen. Number 80, Michael McGrew does a nice job. Margin of error so small. And quarterback gets drilled. That's why you blow the whistle early, Pam. Protect him.
Well, that was borderline. Fresno, be fortunate they didn't get a penalty because that was a borderline late hit. But anyway, 1st and 10. They convert the 3rd down. Here's Lundy. And Lundy, tackled down by Garrett McIntyre, picks up about 5 yards. Good drive here for Virginia.
And I know, Pam, you said Heath Miller hasn't done much in the second half at all. He's coming out of the lineup right now. They're going to go to 3 wide receivers. But I know he's been nicked up a little bit throughout the season. It's a long year, and that guy takes care of his body as well as Alvin Pierman. Only a junior. He's all everything when it comes to a tight end. Blocking, catching, tremendous hand-eye coordination.
And we still have not received official word about Alvin Pierman, who's in the locker room getting his right knee looked at. Hagan zips it, completes it. Good tackle, however. As McGrew goes down immediately, Richard Marshall wraps him and takes him down after a 4-yard gain.
Well, that's what happens when you get off coverage on the outside. The quarterback doesn't even drop. He just takes 1 step, a gather step, ball location, run his numbers. Nice open field tackle by Richard Marshall.
Love that tackle. Instead of going in and hitting him, he wrapped his arms and took him down. And it seems to be a lost art in football. Good job by Marshall, who is, besides being a very good tackler, a very good lockdown corner, very talented sophomore out of Los Angeles.
Nice job by Virginia responding here on this drive, converting on 3rd down.
Let's see if they can do it again, Mike, on 3rd and 2. Lundy got a big guy in front of him. Elton Brown clearing the way, and Lundy scores from 20 yards out.
20-yard touchdown.
Wally Lundy taking it in, and Virginia regains the lead.
Well, Lundy had a little help. Not only was the offense converting on third down occasions, but Marcus Higgins leads his team down the field. Get your left guard, All-American Elton Brown, out in space. He can deliver a ball, 338 pounds. You talk about hitting one of those thighs. That's about 120 pounds of thigh that defender tried to take out.
Wally Lundy has now scored 22 touchdowns in his last 14 games. His 41 touchdowns now, a new modern-day school record for the University of Virginia. And that was a huge 20-yard run. And number 61, Elton Brown, clearing a lot of space. The Virginia Cavaliers retake the lead in Boise.
Later on SportsCenter, why the Jets just can't win the big one. How T.O. plans to put on a show from the sidelines tonight. Plus, insight and perspective on Reggie White's final days. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern, ESPN2.
I'm watching Bass Center and all the new lures, and I wondered, whatever happened to just plain old worms?
No, it's a lost art.
I love my holographic craw pile lures, but I just...
Oh, man, I miss my worms.
I thought the boys were going for pizza.
Pizza?
That's what Jimmy said.
No, Michael said something about playing basketball.
Basketball? Eric told me specifically they were going to a movie.